Hey everybody, welcome back. Maker Project Mini, here's Ron. So we're just waiting for people to log in, waiting for the notifications to go out. I did send them on Twitter, but we'll see what happens and just wait for, see what happens. You know what I mean? So it's going to be one of those unboxing specials that you guys love so much. I know. I love them. I love doing them too. And if you notice me, I'm looking over this way. My monitor is right here, so I can actually see what's going on and I can interface with you guys. So I do apologize if it looks kind of a little wonky this time around. I see we got some people already logging into the chat. So hello. Thanks for coming on in. Hopefully you're all doing well. Well, we got 3 people already in there. Great. If you guys want to say hi, let me know where you are. That'll be great because we're streaming on Twitch and we're streaming on YouTube for this unboxing. And I'd like to know where you guys are at, and so I can interface with both of you if you're on one chat or the other chat. So let's get into this. So I recently was given this printer, the ER20. Well, wasn't really given the printer. It was more of a, hey, fam, thanks for coming on. Yeah, you're YouTube. Thank you so much. So I wasn't really given this printer. It was more of a, well, if you're going to help us out type of deal. So the way it worked out was I was interested in the ER20 for a long period of time. We have this in our print shop and it doesn't work. No matter what we've done, we've gone through everything with everyone. We can't seem to figure out what's going on with this. We think it's a dead board. So we're not even going to bother. We've had it with the printer. We're just going to sell it, get rid of it. But I'm still curious. Like, why are people raving about it when we've had such bad success at our work? So I thought to myself, well, if we can get the printer at a really good price, maybe I'll dump down some bucks and go for it. Well, there was a deal on everyone. Everyone PM'd on a group saying, hey, Canadians, if you're interested in the printer, we have a really good deal going on right now. So I went, okay, fine. I'll see what this is all about. So I sent an email off to everyone. So I sent a PM to everyone. They replied back. They gave me all the information that if I'm interested, I can get the printer and their new filament that they're coming out in October, which sounds kind of interesting to try out their new filament that they got coming out, the scented one. I'm a little curious on how good does it smell. So I said, okay, yeah, sure, why not? Heck, I'm okay with signing up. So I had to sign up for the Kickstarter, and according to what I've been told, I'm going to get refunded the money as soon as the refunded X amount of money. So yeah, there's going to be money exchanged back and forth, but this is not paid review. I'm not getting that much money back. This is more of, I want to know what this printer can do. I'm going to give you guys my full honest opinion because, like I said, I had one beforehand and it didn't work. So I'm going to be really honest here. I don't even know what I'm getting myself into. But talking to a few other people that I do know that are that have this printer have had nothing but good success. So this is going to be a mixed bag of things. So let's get into this now. Hey, hey, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well over there in the UK.
I'm having a great day, thanks. I was just looking up some fun things to do.
And there goes my stupid Google. Google, go away. Oh. Everyone's talking in the chat. We only got 3 viewing, which is kind of sad, but you know what? 3 people, 3 people. I'm not going to knock it. If you're actually watching this and you want to let me know who you are, hey, send me a PM, let me know who you are. Be more than happy to know that we got some viewers here. So we're going to slice this box open here. We're going to see what's in it. All right. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so, wow. Check this out. An actual thick book for the manual. That is nice. Okay, points for that. It's about time we start getting real manuals. As usual, the fast build instructions. Everybody's favorite. I know that's going to become a GIF. I just have a feeling that's going to become a GIF. Okay, we're going to remove this foam here. Okay, first point. Excellent packing. This is beautiful packing. So, I'm try to tip this sideways here so you guys can see how nicely this is packed. I gotta move this out of the way. Okay. Look how nice that is packed. You got a box with your parts. This is packed nicely. Base is packed nice. This is nice packing. Way to go. Top notches on packing. So far, the presentation of this has been impressive. Here's the Eryone packing list. We put all your screws and everything else. So we got your USB cable. We got extra parts in the. Hey, DJI 212. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully, you're having fun watching me unpack a box of 3D printed parts. Yeah, looks like the SD card is a non-name as usual. 8 gigs. That's kind of nice, and other stuff I would need. Extra supplies. That's something you don't see a lot of companies do. Give you an extra cable. That's nice. Oh yeah, sorry. Install screws and some other parts. Not sure about these. So they're given. The usual scraper. The usual toolkit. And some dinky ass spool holder. Or people like to call them handles. Someone told me that that's what someone quoted something on a 3D printer asking why there's so many handles on 3D printers. My line to them was, because they're flying off the shelf. They're so hot, they're flying off the shelf. Get it? Yeah. Okay, maybe it wasn't that great of a joke. Okay, let's see box of goodies. So I'm gonna put this off to the side because I don't know if I need these or not. If I need them, I'll have to pull them out when I need them. Well, why are you beeping about now? Oh, okay. Yeah, Thomas just went live. Yeah, I know about that. So 3D printing live different live. That's why there's not that many people. So we're going to use these tools today. These are the trusted screwdrivers I bought from AliExpress. Recommend these babies. So nice. So they're going to be my screwdriver I'm going to use. Okay. Got two dogs barking at each other. They can hear each other, but they don't know where they are. So there's the extruder right there. This is not a real BL Touch. I don't know how I feel about that. The metal looks like it may be all metal hot end, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, we'll have to investigate that. And I'll have my beef about this because there's some things that I really think everyone dropped the ball on in one place or another. But like I said, they're a new company. I'm not going to rag on them that hard. But yeah, a lot of companies have gotten away from it, and I appreciate that. And I really do think that might have been a little bit of a drop on their part. Power cable, always handy to have. Being the right power cable in North America. Here's the cream of resistance, the base. All right, so we're going to get rid of this box. You're going to see my pop here. I'm going to take a drink, and then we'll get back into this. Okay. see what everybody's saying. It's supposedly to work like a BL Touch. Now, I don't know how much of that is real or truth, but we'll find out. So we have we have these here. We have foam under the bed, which we'll knock out. Okay, something's missing here. Ah, there they are. We need these lead screws. Are these lead screws straight? I don't know. I haven't looked at them yet, but they look okay. I mean, you can't tell they're bent or not, but we'll roll both of them. We'll see how they roll. We'll make it roll. So, my beef with the BL Touch, and I'll be frankly honest, and I know you guys are going to go, well, you know, it is China, but this gives no excuses. With BL Touch being owned by Ant Class it's not like an open source idea. Why couldn't you guys just go to Ant Class and get one? Or at least put on it BL Touch from Ant Class? Or call it the Everyone BL Touch from Ant Class? You know, or, you know, put in like somewhere where you guys got the okay, you know? That's my only beef. That's one of the beef of little ones I will give this printer, but like I said, I'm going to be critical on that, and that's one of the things I'm a little critical about. You know, we see these things like the 3D Touch and all those other ones, and I understand. You know, you're making money. You're trying to make some money. You saw someone's idea, so you thought to copy it. But there are copyright laws. They're there for a reason. Just saying, you know. And I'll pull out my BL Touch and we can have a look at it, compare both of them. Okay, so I got the rods on the ground. They roll really straight, so I'm not too worried about these. That's good. Now we're going to get into this. Now, I'm not going to put it together just yet. I want to have a look at the wiring. If you watch my last stream I did with the Ender 5 and the Ender 5 Plus, the Ender 5, not Plus, it's the Ender 5 Pro, is going to get a review soon. I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to word it because I really don't have the Ender 5 that you would end up with. I have the Ender 5 Monster. Best way to put it. They're probably going what with Ender 5 Monster. So the Ender 5 Pro is a printer I got from Creality, major discounted on. I must admit that printer's been blowing my mind. When I got it, the board was shot. Okay, fine. Called Creality. Creality started giving me the runaround until they figured out who I was. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we'll make sure this gets done right. I'm like, okay, fine. Get it done right. Oh, looks like my lights just died again. Turn those back on. On. And there we go. And they said, okay, well, we'll do you right. We'll get you a new one. Fine, whatever. So they sent me a different board altogether. It's a silent board, but it's a different board altogether. So I'm like going, yeah, now I don't really feel like I'm doing a proper review because I don't have the proper board. But I'm going to do the review. It's going to feel weird. But anyways, we're going to get that done. Anyways, to anybody that's watching on Twitch, thank you so much for watching on Twitch also. I can't see what's going on. I can see if you guys want to chat to me on Twitch, but yeah, link was thrown out and hopefully they'll come in. Point 2. No, 2.5. That feels loose. Good. Nice and tight. Now, you're probably wondering why am I opening up this first? Well, nice coming in, man. Hey, I'm going to say you something in a second. Keep an eye on your Twitter. I'll DM it to you in a moment. So are you at home or are you at still dealing with the other thing going on? Or are you watching like your mobile or are you at home? So I should ask. The guy I'm talking to is this guy right here. This guy Media. He has this printer also. He's the one that raves about it all the time to me. So I had to ask him, how's he like it? Is it a good printer? Does he enjoy it? So yeah. And hopefully he's watching because he's going to get a PM. I'm going to PM. I'm going to DM soon on Twitter. And maybe we can get him to come on in and join us while we build this machine. How's that sound to you guys? You guys get to meet another creator on the YouTube platform you probably never met before. How cool would that be, eh? Okay, looks like I gotta take out the feet too. That is dumb. You gotta take out the feet. And use a different screw. Use a different point too. No, that's too loose. Yet this does not fit. Oh, there it goes. So it fits too well. Yeah, you. He said this to me. 100% cool. Oh wait, it's me. It will be entertaining. Oh boy. Okay, guys, vote now. If you want him in the chat, if you want him on the video, you have to put one in the chat. So I am watching the chat, guys. So if you guys want to put one in the chat, I'll send him a link. Everybody's going to put something like 5, 10, 22, 81. I know it's going to happen. I know you too well, people. I know all you people. Oh, we got a 7. Okay, so 7. Right? As long as you guys don't put 9, 6, 7, 11, 11, then I'll have to order a pizza. All right, disconnect that. Okay, that connector feels really wonky. Okay, so here it is open. So we got an XT60 connector wrapped around a ferrite core right here. Screen thing. You know, I'm going to pick this up easily so you guys can see what's going on here. So class to them that they were smart. Okay, there's a few things here I like. There's a few things I don't like. Number one, XT60 Okay, ferrite core. A ferrite core is used to block immersed transmissions. So that's your RF, that type of stuff. If you're in the amateur radio, you'd understand more about it. But what it does is just blocks radio interference that can cause interference between this device and something else. LED lights is a very bad example of putting out emissions that can interfere with other transmissions. So smart on them. 3 quarts to your power brick, that's good. I'm not seeing anything weird. I'm going to have to open this. I'm going to have to unscrew these to check these and make sure they're done properly because I have a feeling we're going to hopefully they didn't do it, but I got to admit it. It will happen. It always does. Is the fact that they put solder on screw downs. Oh, my battery's dead. Sweet. Good Lord. Okay, so that dies fast. Good to know. Okay, so we're dealing with one light. My other lights just died. Sorry, guys. It's good to know. So within 15 minutes, it drains the battery. Wow, those things suck energy big time. Well, I think I have my power cord here. No, I don't have any more left. Oh, damn. I have to get some more. I would have more luck with the battery lasting longer than they did. Okay. I'll be back in a second, guys. Don't see these lasting long, but I don't seem to have a power cord that seems to plug into USB right now. It happens. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go and get some stuff done here. I'm just gonna go offline for. I'm not gonna go offline. I gotta get some stuff. Really check it out. Well, come on, show it. Yeah, I have nice tools. What can I say? What I have is what I have left, but I have other tools that you guys don't see. But if you guys want to support me, I'll put some scrolly stuff down there. You can do it that way. Also, down in the description, there are all the links. But I'm going to be right back. I just got to go take care of a thing, and we'll be back. Yeah, but you forgot about 10. See? 7, 8, 9, but you forgot about 10. Okay, so we're going to go back in the chats. We're going to see what's going on here. Since I just lost all communication systems here. Come on. Bring me in. There we go. Okay, so we have him. Endless Guy Media. He's sitting in the stream. Do we let him in? He's probably hearing me going, curse you, Ron. Bring me in now.
Bring me in now. All right, now if you walk off, I can say, hey, everybody, welcome to the Graeme Show. Now, I know that you want to talk about Canadian Maker Project, and I am Canadian, but, you know, there you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good and clear.
I just have to remember to mute you when you
Awesome.
do stupid things like that. And what the heck is Windows doing?
Oh, no,
Windows...
don't mute.
What's Windows doing now? Okay, it's fixed. Okay. You're not muted, I know that.
I know that. They don't know that.
Yeah, but I will tell them.
So we got DGJ. I just bought a car this morning, so my brain is still a little... So... DGJ212, welcome. And we have also non-fam, Delgasio 3D Printing. And who else do we have here? We got you, Canadian Maker Project. So if you're still in the stream, be sure to like leave a thing so I know I'm talking to people who are still here and not like mentioning somebody who's not here for like 20 minutes. That would be awkward.
So what, give them like a 10 for you?
A 10? What? 10 out of 11?
Well, they can.
Oh, 9. Yeah, no, yeah. Give him a 10. Give him a 10. I'm not exactly sure what the joke is, but I was like, I can throw numbers out too. I'm a numbers guy, apparently.
Yeah,
Hi, non-fam. We're down to 0. Apparently, we're down to 0. I'm hoping this is not the stream quality. I'm hoping that me being here has added a bit of value. You know, give us a couple extra scores here. Hit that like button. You know, show us some love.
Yeah, give me a second.
So what have you managed to do so far since I
unboxed it? Beautiful boxing.
Okay.
I have a few complaints already that I'm seeing, which are kind of mean but not mean in a sense. Definitely there's some issues. I'm definitely going to send this off to the guys over at Eryone, so they can see my complaints and they can understand where I'm coming from. Because number one,
I know when I unboxed the original one, some of the parts were a bit loose, especially the wire going to the monitor. So they should have added a little basically a 3D printed holder to hold that monitor wire in right underneath the front panel.
Okay. Yeah.
So they do respond to
kind of weirdness here, but it seems like the monitors in there. It seems like the screen's on there pretty good. So.
Yeah, no, it's the cable going to the screen board.
Oh, I see the 3D printed part. Yeah, wrapped around here.
Yeah. So like we had I know when I was doing the unboxing and a couple other people, we gave them that feedback and they made that change very quickly. So.
Yeah. So my only complaint is this: the BL Touch.
Okay.
It's not a BL Touch.
No, it's not a BL Touch. It's a BL Touch lookalike.
It's a BL Touch clone.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the BL Touch is an actual registered trademark of Ant Class, which is now known as Creality.
Okay.
If they went to Creality and worked out a deal, I would like to see a branded BL Touch for them, not a clone version.
I gotcha.
Because to replace the pin, what pin do I gotta get? Do I gotta get one from Eryone? Do I have to get the one from Triangle Labs? Do I get the one from them? Like from who? Who has this pin? If the pin was ever to break.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like I have a Triangle Labs BL Touch clone that I have for one of my other printers. I'm gonna put it on there. I'm trying to debate: do I put it on the big one or the second small one I like to use? And then I've got like a pack of them, the extra pins. Like they're not that expensive from Triangle Labs, but yeah, I know what you mean. You have to get the right pin for the particular version of BL Touch that you have.
Probe.
Because there are a few different versions. Or probe, yes. The probe. So yeah, that is one thing important.
Another thing I noticed on here.
Yeah.
Let me go grab my screwdriver because I forgot the screwdriver to bring out.
Yeah, no problem.
Check this. Entertain them. You have the calm.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. So, are you sad, lonely, depressed? Do you want to be happier in life? Well, 3D printing is that solution because you can never be sad or lonely watching hours and hours and hours of a little tiny nozzle moving back and forth, back and forth. You will fall asleep. This is the perfect solution for those people who can't sleep at night. Now, I normally do astronomy, but if I'm not doing astronomy, I'm doing 3D printing, watching it because, it's so much entertainment. I don't know if anyone's still, I might be scaring people away. I don't know, but there we go. So in terms of so if you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Graeme. I've been doing 3D printing for just over a year now, and I actually have a Eryone Thinker SE. I have the ER20. I've also picked up a Mingda D2. I believe it's a D2.
Okay, we'll just mute him for now. We don't need to hear what he has to say.
That when you hit the mute, you're muting me, not you. So when you make those really mean comments,
No, I
can still hear
muted you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I also have a Anycubic Mega Pro. So I have 4 things. I've been doing a couple unboxings of them. I use them for, I'm going to say, engineering-esque or technical prints that I like to do. So if you want to learn about how to make prints pretty, I'm pointing the right way, talk to this guy here. If you're like, hey, why did you 3D print that? Because I make custom things. I did it. Was it a good idea? Yes.
The idiot bastards did it.
Well, I already have I have one request. I have to do Fusion 360 design for tomorrow, and then I'm printing it on Monday and hopefully sending it off on Tuesday for a friend of mine to get some basically custom masking for his telescope that he wants to do. He's trying to get rid of some fringing. So, yeah, things like that. So when I opened it, I had
fearing.
Yeah. Oh, did they
tin the leads?
They tin the. Oh, geez.
Okay.
I think there's a certain takeaway. These companies like to do this because they're worried it's going to come undone, so they're throwing like extra stuff onto the board that's just not needed.
Well, the tinning the lead is not a good thing because if the tinning leaks off of them and get into your screw terminals, cause the screw terminal to have a what I like to call a conniption, and then you may have a fire that may happen because of sparking and because of it, building a doing some bridging.
Yeah.
So.
So the D2 is filled with a conception mistake.
20 cents for these things.
Yeah, I know.
Ferrets.
Yeah, ferrets are the way to go. Or power poles. Power poles. I love power poles, but I wouldn't put them inside a printer. Yeah, power poles outside a box is really good. Power poles inside a box, if it fits, is really nice because they're just wonderful connections. But they take up a lot of room, so you can't put them in like most electronics.
Amateur radio's favorite friend, power poles.
There you go.
That's someone that's if you say power poles to anyone who is in the amateur radio world, they'll say power poles for the win.
Yeah, absolutely.
They always will say that to you. Okay, looks like I got it off.
Super.
I'm going to need some.
So apparently you sleep on the printing, and then now do you sleep? Oh, sleep to it printing. Okay, yeah, no. Despite some of these printers now being really quiet, I don't think I could ever sleep and think and go, I'm convinced this printer is not going to like totally destroy itself, because the one time I'll do it, that's when it's going to go.
Yeah, but sometimes we got those 40-hour prints that we need to do.
Yeah, I know. I try to do those over the weekend, and I have like my camera there and stuff like that, and I'll keep an eye on it, and then I'll do astronomy, and next thing you know, I've stayed up 36 hours.
But that's the fun part.
I know it's the fun part.
Especially with the meteor shower going on right now.
Yeah, no, the meteor shower is going. Look northeast, and the peak is, I think we just passed the peak today, but it's still pretty strong. I've been watching it for like the last 4 or 5 days. We'll still, obviously, because it's, a bell curve. We still have another 4 or 5 days on the other end. So if you have clear skies tonight, have a look up northeast. Basically, it's between it's just below the Cassiopeia, which is the W in the northern sky. So as the night goes on, it'll move higher up in the sky, and you can definitely check it out. Although they'll streak all over the place. But yeah, no, I was watching it. It was pretty good. I have a video I'm working on, but I made the mistake of not preparing one of the cameras. So I shoved in a lower grade memory card than I should have, and it records, but it like just tosses the data, right? It lowers the bit rate. So the bit rate just looks like garbage. And I'm like, whoops. Now, if it was a normal recording, I would have lived with it, but you're recording mostly black. So
Yeah. Hang on, guys.
now,
I'm
what
gonna
tool are
go-
you using to make this change with the removing of the material?
Okay. I just want to show what I'm doing here. So this is my crimper.
There you go.
And you just slide the cut off away any of the solder stuff. You put the terminal on here. You slip this in here, the jig like so. The only bad thing is this makes a square, but then you yank on it. See if it comes out. Nope, doesn't come out. Good. Then you know your crimp is good. So we're going to do that again. Going to look straight on, put it through the hole. Push the wire deep in there, make sure it's nice and seated in there. Some people say the wire has to be sticking out. I don't believe in that. As long as this crimps around the end, it should be okay. Pull. No problem. And there you go. You got crimp. Your wires are now ready to go in the screw terminals. Now back to our regular scheduled program.
Super. So, do you
progress.
happen to have a power pole to show DJ? I'm just call them 12. 12 would like to know what a power pole looks like.
Power poles are the most amazing thing in the world. Let me
Yeah,
go grab
have
them.
one to show them because I can run out and grab one if
I
you
do.
don't. Okay. Yeah, D2 is an interesting one because it's a direct drive printer, but it's like a really, really affordable printer, which is kind of an odd thing. So I got it to print TPU, but then I actually managed to get a pretty decent TPU printing using the Eryone ER20 that we're looking at today. So I haven't really used the D2 to do a lot of like TPU printing because I'm like, I just use the Eryone for most stuff. So long run, I'll either scavenge the D2 for parts, or I might sell it and take that extra money and put it towards another like Eryone or something like that. We'll see. I'm always negotiating in terms of what do I want to buy next. Today was a car, so
Those are power
I know I
poles.
won't be buying anything this month. There you go. And can you just show like them snapping together?
Yeah, well,
Because that's the thing. Oh, DJ works. Okay, we're gonna go with DJ. Super.
Okay. So these are the power poles. They're basically plastic pieces,
Yeah, we can see it good.
but they snap. But what's nice about them is that you can snap them in together. So there's like little widgets cut in them, so you can actually connect your stupid pieces of junk. Come on. So there's little like dowel cuts, so you can actually connect them together.
Yep.
The nice little thing about them is they can only connect in one way. And they match colors. So here's a cable right here. Let's go to my radio. This is my battery right here. So I'm going to move back a little so you guys can see this in action. So there's my battery connector right there. I'm going to take this end. Oops. Barely just fell off. Take this end. Plug it in like so. Oops. As you can see, they can't go in the same way. You have to go facing the same color or else they won't connect, which is another beautiful thing about power poles.
Yeah, so you can get them in a bunch of different colors, and if you're making them custom, you can make whatever color combination you want, but they can only go in one way, which means you can never short your system by plugging in backwards.
Well, you could if you put the power leads in the wrong way.
Yeah, well, if I take a fork and I shove it in there too, but it would require, I would say, an extra level of mistake versus, a USB cable. You try to plug those in no matter what anyone does. You have to get it in on the 5th time. These guys here, it's like they go in one way and you're happy.
So
And they will handle quite a bit of voltage. Yeah.
And these are good for 12 volts. I don't know about 24 volts if they'll handle it or not.
The larger size will do 24, and I think the big ones will do 120. But then they're like, they're like Lego bricks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the ones
Which
I
is
got
the other
here
thing
for
too.
12
The
volts.
different sizes when you're doing this, you can have it where each size is a different voltage for whatever your setup is, so you don't accidentally, plug a 12 volt into a 24 or a 120 into that. Because that's what I ended up doing. I was using a lot of 12 volt cigarette adapters, and with the exception of one product where it's literally physically attached to the product, all the other ones I cut them, power pull, easy peasy to do.
I'm looking in the manual for something in particular.
Yeah.
I must admit, this manual is nice.
Oh, that's good. It looks like it's an upgraded manual from what I got when I got basically the first or second 3D print, the first or second one of these printers in Canada. So I know they've put a lot of updates into it, which is partly why I'm here, because I want to see what it looks like now. 6 months later ish.
Yeah,
No,
what I'm looking
almost 9
for is
months
just
later.
a map of the power cords,
All right.
which is not in here. Which I kind of that's something they gotta add in the board. I forgot which way these things plug into. I think that's positive, and I think that's the negative terminal, if I remember correctly. Yes, I've forgotten, people. Sue me.
Yes, this is where, if you are watching the live stream, I don't know, can you rewind the live stream on YouTube? No, you can't. You can do that after it's done, not during. Unless
So I
somebody's
gotta
really
wait for
delayed.
the finished processing.
Yeah.
What a pain in the butt. I should have took a picture.
I'll be honest. When I'm videotaping stuff, I've gone back to the camera, rewinded a bit, play back the last clip and say, "What did I do?"
Yeah, like even just a marking
for?
on the terminal would be great. Like a plus or minus, just so I know which one's which. I know it's these two it goes into, but there's no marking on here saying negative or positive anywhere around here.
Yeah,
they mark everything else though, which is nice.
Yeah.
Mark the terminals, god damn it! I think this is the way it goes.
Well,
I'm
I think
90% sure.
Yeah, I think their way of doing this is the idea being is that the printers are, good to go out of the box, and that people don't normally go through and detin the wires and all that stuff. It's definitely going the extra mile, but your longevity on your printer will vary depending on how much tender care you give it.
Yeah, and I mean that should be what everyone should do. I mean, I understand why everyone did what they did. I understand it's cheaper, it's affordable, and you don't want people messing with your product. I get that. But at the same time, why not? I really just don't get it. So I did notice that this connector called UART, they don't use UART on this board, eh?
I'm not sure if they do or not.
So UART, what it does, it controls both your left and right axes when they're rolling the screws. And they don't have anything plugged in there, telling me that they probably don't support it. So that's kind of a little sad thing. But I understand why. Because we got to set up the board and do all the extra work that UART needs. So
yeah.
The other thing I find is this is very flimsy.
Yeah, no, it's flimsy, and I'm not the biggest fan that the fan was attached to it. That was a pain when I took mine off.
Yeah.
It would be nice if the fan was bolted to the bottom, so it was a little easier to take it off, because it's a bit of a pain to get it in.
Yeah. Well, I noticed the connector was really loose too. For a connector. There it goes. But all in all, I must admit the placement is nice. Everything is nice in this. If I really wanted to be funky, get a little bit of some glue, figure out what plastic they use for the case. Get some glue from our good old friends at 3D Gloop, and glue in and put a Raspberry Pi inside the box.
Yeah, that would be nice. One thing, Ron, your microphone is cutting out when you look away from the camera. I'm not sure why.
Okay, let me just.
Yeah, like when you look away from the camera, it's like the mic almost dies. So I don't know if it's a like wired, wireless. It does kick out a little bit. We could kind of I can hear you. I'm not sure how the stream goes. I know it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
But
How's that?
my
Better?
microphone turned up. Yes, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go turn up my volume. Let's see if my volume's okay.
Yeah. It seems to go in and out a little bit, which is kind of odd.
It's auto adjusting and echo canceling is on, so might be the echo canceling that's causing that to happen.
Yeah, unless you're like, are you actually listening to what I'm saying through the headphones? Because you could turn the echo canceling off then.
Yes, I am.
Because I know StreamYard's pretty aggressive on that. Okay, which is good when people are talking and there's an echo.
These things leak audio like no tomorrow.
Okay.
A Logitech are terrible for that.
Awesome. So if you happen to be working DJ for a headphone company, Ron's in the market and he'd happily promote your new product. I've been on YouTube too long when I'm like, by the way, if you happen to be watching this, he needs a new set of headphones. Look, you want to hear something funny? I got this hat. It's Rode. I absolutely love Rode mics. Like they're amazing. But I'm actually recording into a Sennheiser mic right here, and Deity is sending me a microphone as well. I'm like, this is crazy. But yeah,
you know what it is? It's that you're starting to shill for these companies.
I'm not shilling for the companies. No. I like these products. Like honestly, okay, I am talking to you into a what's this? Shure SM57. This is the basic microphone. There's also, I think, an SM58 that they use on stage. This one's just the audio one for like, but it's like $100 microphone. Like seriously, like I'm shilling for the lowest price product.
Let's put it this way,
because
Rode
this microphone is.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this: Rode makes some of the best microphone equipment I've ever used. My microphone stand is a Rode microphone stand. I didn't go with the Heil because the Heil was way too expensive and too hard to get into Canada.
Those are expensive.
So I went with the Rode. $130 is what it cost me. I got on sale for $99 at Long and McQuaid. So I was like laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Because even I think Amazon was selling it for $120. So I was like, yes.
Yeah, no. If you live in Canada, like I'm not shilling Long and McQuaid. I've had my ups and downs with them, but when they're having their sale, like because they do a sale like every 6 months where they're trying to get rid of some of their used rental stock or stuff, you can't beat their prices if it's something you need. But like
especially during Christmas, but definitely during Boxing Day. Holy crap, were they just shilling out everything?
Day is crazy.
Oh, Boxing Day was beautiful.
They're like, hey.
Well, I walked in there and it's like, I need this and this and this. And they're like, well, we got a good sale going on all those 3 things you need. I'm like, show me.
Yeah, I know.
I ended up spending $200 more than what I wanted to spend, but Long McQuaid.
Yeah, that's what I have to be careful when I go into the stores like that, because it's like, yes, I'm looking at buying a new microphone, but like, what else can you sell me? It's like, but yeah, no, I love this guy. He's it's a shotgun microphone, but he's good outside. Inside here, he echoes off my back wall because it's an actual. This, by the way, behind me, everyone, is an actual stone wall. It's not like fancy paper wall or anything. Like I'm not going to hit it. Take my word for it. So it echoes with this microphone like crazy. So I went into my bag and I was like, what else do I have? And I'm like, I had this basic Shure microphone. I plugged it into my audio interface that I got cheapest audio interface you could get. Like if you're interested in buying an audio interface, basically you go to the store and you say, this is what I need. Like, how many XLR ports you need or combo ports or, 3.5 jack or whatever. And they'll say, here's what we have. And then basically you say, which one is the cheapest, but like not a model that's like 5 years old, but like the latest model, which one's cheapest? Because all of them work great. Like at this point in time, they all work great as long as you're buying the latest model. You just need to make sure you have the right number of XLR ports for the number of mics you want, which honestly should be 2.
It reminds me of a saying that I kind of toned when I was talking about podcasting. Podcasters don't let podcasters buy Blue Yetis. And I still say that to day one because a lot of people don't understand how good the Blue Yeti is. You have to be on top of that microphone, and you have to have the best sound canceling options. Because if you don't, the Blue Yeti will pick up everything.
Everything, yeah.
And I said this. I was in another room in the basement, far away from the TV, with a closed door, and I could still hear Young and the Restless playing in the background.
Yeah. So there's two things to the Blue Yeti. I actually had one for a while. It was sent to me. I actually now I've given it to my brother so that he can use it when he's doing not podcasting. I think it's gaming or something like that. But it's one of those things where it's like there's two things to the Blue Yeti. You know, one, it picks up everything. Like right now, I have an air conditioning unit running over here. I'm almost certain you guys can't hear it because this is so localized. But the other thing with it is that you have to plug it in to its own USB port. And what I mean by port is your motherboard will have different USB channels. Like if you ever open up your computer and go like to My Devices, you'll see all the USB channels. Well, if you put, let's say, the camera and the Blue Yeti on the same port, it's too much data going through that single one USB port that it'll actually, despite the fact it's two different connections, one of them will stutter and it'll be 9 times out of 10, it'll be the Blue Yeti. And that's when you hear people talking and suddenly they sound like a bit of a robot. And that goes with pretty much all USB microphones. I just know that the Blue Yeti, because it's such a good quality microphone and it's designed to kick out like a really high signal, like high quality signal, it will go to like robot mode sooner than some of the other stuff. So you got to make sure you plug it in on its own. So when people say, how do I do that? If you're using a laptop, left-hand side's one, right-hand side's the other. That will be your 2. If you're using a computer, you generally have it on the back. There's the top stack, the bottom stack, and then you also have the front stack at the front of your computer if your computer has it. So I would generally recommend plugging the Blue Yeti into the front stack.
Yeah.
So there you go. Totally unrelated to 3D printing, but it's it's what I know.
Oh God, we're bad.
I'm serious. Eryone's gonna watch this and then be like, "Hey, it's Graeme." And it's like, "Oh God, it's Graeme. What's going on?"
What's wrong with these two? They seem to be hating us now.
Well, no. I'm on here because I got the one of the first ones. I absolutely love it. It's one of I've clocked the most hours on the ER20 than all my other printers combined. Once you get it working, it's great.
So let me ask
you. And then
I
accidentally killed the fan like an idiot. Okay, yes, the SE. No, I didn't kill it. I killed the front fan on the ER because I set up the setting to run it at 20%, and I had it run 20% for several prints, and apparently it was kind of half turning on off. So I figured that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah, that will do it.
That was a user error, cough.
Let me ask you about the ER20. Because I'm looking to not the ER20, and the
Thinker SE.
Yeah. What type of printer is that, anyways?
So the Thinker SE is essentially a bigger ER20. It doesn't have it uses it's a generation behind, so it has stop switches and all that stuff. Whereas the ER20 uses the actual it'll run it to the limit, then say, okay, I know I'm where I am, and it stops, right? So Thinker SE, the big thing with it is its volume. It's just, I think it's 400 by 400 by 400 or 300 by 300 by 300.
That's what I was asking. Do you know what size that is, or is it?
I would not at the top of my head. No, I own too many different types of printers to know that, but I do have an iPhone, so I will look that up 2 seconds.
Okay. Well, he's looking that up. Anybody got any other questions about him? His YouTube channel. If you're not following him on YouTube, why not? Same on Twitter. Same on everywhere.
Everywhere. Website stuff. I think the only thing I don't have is TikTok because I haven't signed up for TikTok because the type of content I make is really hard to convince people to eat it in 15-second chunks.
Eat it in 15-second chunks. Jeez. When you say everywhere, you just sound
okay,
everywhere.
everywhere, as seen on TV or YouTube, whatever it is.
Yes.
Oh, cool. They're still selling, or no, they got one left in stock. Yeah. The Thinker SE is sort of their older one. So I wouldn't recommend you buy it because they're not making any more from what I've been told. They
Yeah,
do
that's what I've
have
been
another
told
printer in
also.
development. Yeah. So the ones that they might be getting back in stock are probably returns. So, because, well, not Eryone itself, if they have them, but like Amazon, because Amazon is trying to reduce how much waste it's doing. So now it's being a little bit more harsher on returns to people. Like, what was it? Philip Bloom apparently returns 8.5% of his stuff, and Amazon closes his account in the UK.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting. So I figured out what these are.
All right.
So you guys can get a better view of that. These are the clips that go around the bed to hold the glass in place. I no longer have to use those stupid bed things. That's what those are for. So I'm just looking at this. I'm just trying to figure out what goes where. So, not really good instructions. I'll give it that. But that's with any 3D printer build. It's like they expect you to learn. They expect you to know how to put it all together. Yeah. Say put the rods.
No,
in
I think there's a
first.
certain Yes, that was the mistake I made. I just put it together and I thought I could stick the rods in afterwards, but they have caps on the Z rods, so they can't be slid in. You have to put them in first.
That's what I noticed too when I was looking at it. I was like, okay. So in there and in there. Yeah. That seems to be basically normal.
Yeah. Yeah. You just have to hold on to the Z rods when you're putting the gantry in, otherwise they will slide out.
Oh yeah. That's normal with any type of Z rod though. Put that away.
Yeah, DJ says he's not a huge fan of Twitter. It is what it is. I don't read it for news. I mainly use it to communicate with other creators because I find most content creators, their Twitter is sort of their, how can I talk to somebody quickly? Because not everyone is necessarily on Facebook or other stuff. So, well, when you think about it, right? Like
kids don't use people. Facebook.
Sorry, what?
Hey, never let the machines win. Just made it inside. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
There we go. Hello. So right now, Ron is trying to flip the printer base over after going through and inspecting the inside. And I'm a fellow Canadian maker, but not the Canadian Maker Project. That I'm here for entertainment purposes only.
You're here for more than that.
Oh,
you're
I know.
Canadian.
I know.
That's why you're here.
Where do I have a flag? No, I don't have a flag yet. I need to get like a big Canadian flag or something.
You do that, and I can tell you your viewership will drop by 90%.
Oh no!
Seems like Americans don't like us.
No, Americans are not too bad. No, the biggest problem I have on my channel is I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, which is great for what I like to do in my channel, like astronomy, like night photography, and then I do a whole bunch of other stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, I have really crappy internet, so I'd like to get like better internet. The only way to do that is to go with Starlink. But I'm like, if I get Starlink, I'm not telling anybody because I will lose everybody. All the astronomers are like, we hate Starlink.
Yeah, but you live out in the Bronx. You live out in the middle of nowhere, so really...
I know, I'm like surrounded by farmland.
Have you ever used Explorer Net?
Yes, that's what I have right now. That's what I have right now. That's what I was saying. I'm going to try to jump on because sometimes it works and sometimes it goes... bloop.
Oh, God, Explorer Net is a really crummy network.
Yeah, they went and they were down 4 days last week or a week and a half ago for maintenance stuff, and I literally dropped 3 megabits per second for no apparent reason afterwards. I'm like, well, I was running at 5, now I'm running at 2. I don't know what's going on. And it's slowly been getting better. The weekends are a little bit better than during the week because everyone's still working from home or school and stuff.
Yeah, test fitting right now.
Yep, no worries. Okay. I'm just here entertaining people so you can focus on putting that together and not having your fingers get jammed between the gantry and the bar. Because, you know, I totally
Come
didn't
on.
know that happened.
Come on, you stupid gantry. Okay, the gantry. Really tight. That's good.
Yeah.
And bad. Good, it's nice and tight. Bad, I can't get it out of there. Why shouldn't you look it up? Look up what?
He's talking about basilisks, but basilisks are like that snake from Harry Potter. So,
Who knows?
which is mythical snake, basically a giant snake that kills people with venom. Which you're like, okay, but I thought most snakes do that. Well, that's not true. There's
most
poisonous
snakes
snakes and
don't
there's
mean to
venomous
kill
snakes.
They don't mean to kill humans, but
No,
they.
and there's boa constrictors.
Yeah, boas. They just think you're food. They just want to keep warm.
Yeah.
Most snakes are cold-blooded, if I remember correctly. And that's why they
snakes
go
are cold-blooded.
Yeah, that's why they go over you as go over human beings, because they're trying to get warm.
Warm, yeah.
Crappy animation from Harry Potter. Okay. So, have you talked about your channel yet, Graeme?
I did mention it a little bit. Basically, Ember Sky Media, I do a whole bunch of really cool technical stuff. Right now, I'm about 50% astronomy and then 50% other stuff. So, like a good example is I'll be doing a review of that microphone when it comes in. I have a new vlogging tripod I bought myself. So I'm giving that a go. And then I'm also going to be going later today up north to where they are unveiling a 16-inch telescope at a dark sky site. And it's a 16-inch telescope I actually got trained to use when it was at its previous location close to the city. But because light pollution is worse, they've now moved it out like an hour and a half from the city so that it's now in like really dark skies. So I'm going to go and have a look at that and then be like, can I look at it? Can I play with it? And they're going to be like, no. But I'm a famous YouTuber. Let me do that.
Hey, at least bring your camera equipment so you can show it off. At least they let you in there.
Oh no, they'll let me in. I got the jacket and everything. I'm a paid up member of the Royal Astronomy Society of Canada.
Sweet. So because you're a member doesn't mean you get in.
I'm a member with a jacket they don't technically make and they have never made, but somehow I got one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think I have it over here. But yeah, no, it was one of those one-time things where like, yeah, we're trying jackets, so are you interested in one? You're like, sure, I'd love to have a jacket. So it's actually quite good. It keeps the bugs off. If and adds an extra layer in the winter. But part of the reason it keeps the bugs off is because I just kept spraying bug spray on it and I've never cleaned it. So you're standing there and people are like being attacked by bugs and you're standing there and they're like, oh, do you got some bug spray? I'm like, no. It's like, oh, well, why aren't they attacking you? I'm like, because I'm wearing my jacket. Doused in like 5 years now of bug spray.
Heat does the body good. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about either. DJ is talking about how there's a basilisk theory. After you say a point, the support's not genuine. Take offense. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm a little lost, but I'm not following the chat. I got you to do that for me.
That's right. All right. So apparently it's a theory that if AI does develop, it will be able to look up your past history and see if you supported its creation.
That's kind of scary because I don't think anyone supports.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
Also,
Speaking of
3D
which,
printing and painting has arrived, so he's there as well.
How you doing, buddy? Also, just to let you know, they did provide me with a handle.
Yes, a handle. I know. I was the same way. I'm looking when I got mine. I'm like, what is this? It's a handle. I didn't realize what it was because every other type of 3D printer. Like when I ever see pictures, because I was just starting out stuff. Everyone's got those cool little I guess they 3D print their own little filament holes. I'm like going like, what's this handle for?
Well, you told me one of your friends thought it was a handle too.
Yeah, no. My brother thought it was a handle too because he's looking at because I had no filament on it. Like I was get it coming over, and I was like, "Can you help me move my 3D printers up to the garage?" He's like, "Sure," and he's like, "So is this a handle?" I'm like, "Oh, don't do it that way."
Hey, how you doing, Kilroy? Al's in the house. If you don't know
Hi,
Al,
Kilroy.
Kilroy, then I don't know what I can do for you. Kilroy's a good friend of the channel. Does a lot of 3D. He is what I call the true form of craftsmanship. He does not making. He does woodwork.
Ooh,
He does turning of wood.
nice.
He does it all. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, do it now. Please do. Subscribe to him. You'll be happy you did. And he's on Twitch tomorrow, if I remember correctly. Building the Lady Washington still, is that correct? Or am I wrong there, Kilroy? And they put this in the inside, not the outside. Dummy. I hate when they do these things. So the other thing I got to complain is this plastic right here. All plastic shell for the hot end.
Yes,
Why?
it is. Because that's what the the Thinker SE had. It's other than the fact they added that probe on the side, it is the same as their previous generation Thinker SE.
Please, okay, for the love of God, please get rid of these plastic ones. The reason I do not like these plastic, and it'll come to no surprise, but you'll understand why I'm going on after the plastic is, this is probably ABS. So if I wanted to run this in the ABS enclosure, I can't. Because it'll melt the actual plastic around the nozzle. Making this useless. See my point? It's just something I've noticed.
All right, so Kilroy has come back. He is going to be doing 2 p.m. Central, and he will be rescaling the Lady Washington to 1/24 scale using Fusion 360, prototyping the ribs with a printer and then taking it to CNC eventually. That actually is pretty cool. I've been trying to learn Fusion 360. I have some AutoCAD knowledge, and I did a little bit of SolidWorks, but then the company actually hired a real designer, and they needed the license, so they took it away from me. I have the weirdest work history ever. It's like, yeah, I've done everything, but then it became a full-time job, so I had to give it to somebody else.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've been there, done that.
No, when you're working startup, you wear a lot of hats, so then as the thing gets bigger, you have to hand some of those hats away. It's a very sad moment.
Yeah, because then they find a way to get rid of you. So
we're thinking the cartridge may be ABS is what we're thinking the cartridge might be. It could be ASA, but I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. And a lot of people commented that this is an all-metal hot end.
All right, I'm not sure it is.
I don't think so either. Not by the looks of it.
Like realistically, I know from what I'm doing, this prints PLA really well. It's doing PTG quite good. I'm still dealing with some stringing on some of the stuff I'm doing, but I got it down like pretty low pretty quickly, and then I got to print TPU, which I was surprised at. I was using the Ninjaflex, Ninjaflex, and that actually worked pretty well. I think I still have the little things here.
Ninjaflex is probably one of the most awesomest filaments I've ever used.
I don't know if my camera's going to focus on it, but yeah.
Okay, now, do I need to put the washers with these? Big ones?
Hide my face and it'll focus. There we go. Yeah. So I printed this little Benchy. It's TPU. You can see it has a couple little right here where the bridging has sort of bent down a little bit, but from a structural standpoint, this was my first TPU print after I sort of did the initial couple prints to make sure it would stick to the bed. But it's not going to do it unless I put my hand behind my face. Sorry. It wants to focus on my face. Overall, it's a pretty nice print. It actually is correctly dimensional, etc. And if I hold this here, do I have the other Benchy somewhere on my desk?
Actually, that Benchy is really focusing in well now.
Yeah, no. If I hold it in front, it'll focus on it. I'm just trying to see if I have the blue one here, because the blue one's PETG, but I may have given that one away already because I had somebody ask me about it. So, but it looks very similar to this one. Like you have a little bit of stringing on the inside, but that was about the only thing I was really upset about it. Again, if you're trying to make these things look really pretty, there's definitely a lot more you can do, but I don't print pretty things. I print functional things. So I worry less about does it look nice versus can I print something at like 60, 70 millimeters per second. This guy, I believe it was 10 for the bottom, and I may have bumped it up at some point to 15 or something. It's not TPU, you don't print fast. That's pretty much a given, but for what I do, I tend to try to print things, higher speed. I don't care if it's not the most pretty looking thing because I'm often prototyping. So I want to go through several different prototypes. So then sit there and say, okay, do I want to make it look nice? Then make it look nice.
I hear you on that. Speed is always an issue. Yeah, a second. I'm going to make us both of us back in a second here. I'm just going to get these lights working again.
Sounds good. So
I just found out these things drain the battery pack so fast.
Oh yes, the lights. Yeah, no, the lights will drain battery packs. Those are the newer lights, right? Because they're the ones I'm using here, but mine are plugged in. Yeah, no. They work well, but they do drain power pretty quickly. I think I got about 20 minutes out of my old power pack. I think my new power pack I can do half an hour without going to like something stupidly big or chunky. But they work well because they're punching out like a lot of light. If I do it like, you know what, we'll just do this. There's these little lights here. Like this is punching out a lot of light for this little setup. And the best part about it is that they're very affordable. I'm not shilling any more products on your channel. I'm not. But while you're doing that, this is what he's doing in the background. And
I have the same lights, so it's not like you're doing anything different.
Oh yeah, I know.
Or
yeah, no. Again, it's this concept of like you learn like here's where you need to spend your money, and then here's where you could buy an affordable product that allows you to do stuff. And with these guys here, like they come with their own stand. You know what? I'm gonna grab it. So contradicting what I just said, not 20 seconds ago. So yeah, if you need a little light, and especially if you're doing like live stream stuff, this works quite well. It's got USB, it plugs into a computer stuff. You have to plug it into a decent battery pack if you want to use it on a battery pack, because they do draw a lot more power, because you're saving money, but you're going to use a little bit more power because these aren't the most power friendly LEDs on the planet. But I think you got 3 of them for $50 or something.
I got 2 of them.
I know you got a good deal
for $30. They went on sale on Amazon.
There you go. Yeah,
like,
two of them
$49.99. I was like, oh hell yes, I'm jumping on that.
Yeah, exactly. I got a 3-pack, and I think I spent something like $80 or something like that because I didn't get them on sale. So, and that was Canadian, US dollars. You do your division.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, they work great. They have a little stand. They have a
for American friends.
Yeah, these are stupidly cheap in
like
America.
3D painting and the rest of you guys that live in the US. The Canadian dollar sucks ass. That's it.
Yeah.
And yes, hey, how you doing? 3D printing and painting. Yeah. Oh God, I'm having a good day. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so we got that all assembled.
So that's what he's using to light this. So
that feels good. So
looks pretty solid.
Another thing
quick tip when you're
I'm going to say I'm not happy with is that the base is plastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm not a happy
plastic,
camper about that.
Plastic.
Still, I know metal costs a lot of money. I get that, but little things like this don't drive me insane, but it just makes me think, okay, why didn't you go metal? Like, is there a reason for that? If it's shipping costs, I understand that, but I really do think metal might have been the better way to go because a lot of the other printers, like the Crealities and the rest of them that make their bases, they make them out of metal. Just spending that little bit of extra would be really, really, really beneficial to the actual consumer. Only because if they were to, if in cold climates like we live in, plastic gets brittle in the cold.
Yeah, no, I've
so
broken some plastic things in cold climates.
yeah, it's just something. It's nitpicking. I know that, guys, but when you think about the parts that you're given when you spend money on these printers, you expect them to put a little bit of extra care into these things. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not saying it's a bad printer. I'm just pointing out little nitpicks here that I've ran into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have the 3D.
They're all saying hi to each other. Then there's apparently a race to the bottom that's made of plastic. Yeah. Again, from a prototyping standpoint, plastic works as long as you're not putting a lot of weight on it, etc. But yeah, when you look at the final product, it would be nice if there was more metal or metal framing. Like, I don't mind plastic where it's just, they're covering a surface. I do mind like if it's like it's a stress point on the thing, that makes sense.
Like, I understand for the connectors, everything else, yeah, but the base could have been a little bit better, just done up. I know it's nitpicking.
I like how you're plugging that in like a pro. I was like, I plugged it in wrong the first 2 times.
Well, okay, I built how many printers in my time? 1, 2, 3, 4 so far I got sitting on my floor right here, so. When you think about how many printers I've gone through, you kind of learn this stuff. It just becomes like second nature.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So I think that's all together now.
Orange.
Team Orange for the win. Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm not knocking Prusa. At least Prusa. Okay. So let's get certain things straight here. I'm not knocking on everyone for the use of plastic parts. What I am knocking them on is the frame body itself is a little bit questionable. I don't know how good the body is, but we're going to find that out. We're all going to go on this journey together, and we're going to find out how good this system really is. Why didn't they? Man. Come on, button. Does this knob even fit? Did you have a problem putting on? Oh, there it goes.
It should pop on. No, it went on. I just have to give it a bit of a push.
Very light clicking wheel. Not a lot of resistance.
Yeah, it's a very light click. Nope.
Yeah. The SD card reader, nothing to write home about. Micro SD. What's that? Must be an Naruto fan.
I never use mine. I use this. I just.
What's that?
This is like $150 like SD and micro QXD card reader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, like if you're buying one of these things and you're thinking I'm going to use the SD card reader, don't.
That bad, eh?
I don't think anyone comes out. I have yet to see one that I've been impressed with. Like even the one like I got one printer that came with an SD card, like a full size SD card. Which, by the way, I like full size SD cards over the minis, especially in a large thing like that. You're not really saving any space doing that. But yeah, no, it's just one of the things like the card readers that come with the printers. You look at them, you're like, that's nice. Go out and buy yourself a card reader. You can buy them used. Like I think I probably have like 4 old ones here. You know, if you really need one,
I have.
send me a DM. I could probably put it in a mailbox, send it to somebody.
Okay, time to assemble the handle.
Yeah, I think it goes on the back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out whereabouts I'm going to put this damn thing. If there is a place to put this damn thing.
Yeah, there is one single spot, unless
Yeah.
they've changed it since when I got it.
Well, that's what I remember seeing too. I remember I had to take this plastic thing off to get to it. Yeah, I see it. It's right on the side there, right near
Yeah,
there.
it's not an easy thing to get to, which is kind of an odd one. Yeah, the car just buying a basic card reader. I think they cut like on Amazon you can get them for $20 to $50. Like I know I do a lot of like photography stuff, so I have a bunch because I have like one for one bag, another one for another bag, and then you buy new ones as technology goes forward and cards get faster, and you're like, oh, I need a new one for
now
cards.
you buy cards that can connect to your phone and directly upload them directly to the internet now.
Oh, you mean the eyesight cards? Yeah,
Yes.
those are a fun one. I've played around with one. I never like went and got one like full time. I had a friend who had one. I tried it out. They do work, which is kind of an amazing thing. But for me, I tend to just transfer everything hard because I'm transferring like really big files, and the eyesight thing is a slower process.
Well, I got a knockoff version from China.
Oh, there you go.
And that knockoff one is great. It's a lot faster than the eyesight one. And apparently, what it does, it uploads it directly to my phone memory instead of uploading it to the internet. So I can use my phone memory, look at it, and say, do I want to upload this one or not afterwards?
Yeah.
And it's great for doing Instagram.
There you go.
So
yeah, no, that's the word on the street is that Instagram in the short term is basically coming out with a website version that basically the same thing as mobile app. So you can everything you can do on the mobile app, you'll be able to do on a website, like web page.
Freaking time.
So I know it's like, well, I'm expecting like TikTok to follow, like all these other ones that are like more, phone friendly because a lot of people use phones. But the thing is, like real content, like I shouldn't say real content creators, but people who are creating content professionally tend to come down, like they'll Photoshop their images. If they're doing a video, they'll go through, they'll add an audio track for licensed music they have. They'll, maybe tweak some stuff that's a little bit faster that you can do on the computer. And then what they're doing is they transfer it back to their phone to upload it to the service, which is a little silly. Or they're using like the development suite on their browser, and that semi works some of the time.
Yeah. All right. Raise this up.
You want one to go from a Nikon digital SLR to a Mac? Yes. Team Nikon for at least the next month and a half.
Make sure you explain that one to them.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm just going to move. I did buy food. I haven't eaten it yet.
Yes, I'm making you work. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I was hoping to get back, but when you're negotiating, they're like, well, we can do this. And you're like, well, I'm happy to stare at you for an extra few minutes and, try to do some math on my Excel spreadsheet where I'm contacting my mom and saying, hey, what's going on? Can you run these new numbers for me? Because I can't do it on my phone. I'm happy to do this. But yeah, so I'm a Nikon photographer. Like, I'm not ambassador or anything like that, but I love Nikon. So I actually own and I'm hoping this is the right one, an F5 film camera that I would open up, but it has film in the back to prove it. Look, no screen. Isn't that amazing? So I own this one here, and then I own. Yeah, we're not going to go through all the cameras here, but like this is my Nikon D70s, and I actually converted it to IR. And why it does not have a lens on the front is because it's right here. Right. I have a lot of lenses that live on the camera bodies because I have a tendency to lose the body caps. But yeah, so this one here is actually converted for infrared. I also have a D60 that is in a box. It's an amazing camera. But yeah, so and then I have a D90, a D30, or sorry, D300S, and I have a Z, but it's over there. I was using it the other night for the Andromeda, or not the Andromeda, the Percy meteor shower. But yeah, so I have a lot of Nikon stuff, but Nikon, like for digital SLR and taking photos, it's hard to beat. Like the cameras they make are absolutely amazing. But when we get to the Z mirrorless system, it's a little cringy on the autofocus and a few other little things. So I'm actually looking at moving to Sony. So, you know, I have like, oh, I can't. Okay, there's like 2 shelves of like lenses down here and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm actually looking over the next month and a half to sell pretty much all the digital SLR stuff. I'll keep the SLR stuff because for the F5, I'm never selling that. But I'm looking at selling all this stuff in the next month and a half, and then going out and buying myself a Sony A7C, so that I can then use just Sony E-mount stuff, because I'm recording this on my FS700, and then I can switch lenses and stuff, and I'm not having to play with all these different adapters between like the Z mount and the F mount and E mount and all that stuff. So yes, I absolutely love Nikon for photography. Absolutely amazing stuff. But if you're looking at doing video, it's particular video if you're standing in front of it, although even behind it, there's hits and miss. Yeah, the Sony stuff is a lot more fun and smaller and less weight. And a bunch of other reasons that I should really make a video on. Real people use film. Yeah, no. I love my film camera. During the pandemic, I've taken a couple pictures, but what I want to do is actually come down. I've had people ask me if I'm considering buying a resin printer, because for like really fine detail work, for when I need that. And I said to them, I'm like, if I buy myself a resin printer, I'm also going to have to justify buying myself my own little like exposure bath solution stuff, and come up with something like that and have it so I can like basically expose my own negatives, because resin printing is crazy chemical stuff compared to photography.
Wait, you're saying you don't develop your own pictures? What?
No, I take the pictures, I take the tube, I send it to Downtown Camera in Toronto, because they still process film, and then they email me back the photos. It's amazing.
Okay. Because I still do. Yeah. I have a darkroom at my house.
Oh, nice.
My dad used to be a photographer, part-time. So he used to do his own film and do photography and everything else. And then my sister picked it up, and she went to the University of New York photography, did correspondence with them, and she now does photography for a mainstream company that does school photos.
Nice.
So she makes good money at that.
Those weird school photos where kids show up and they're like, and you're like, no, you have to smile. Okay.
Yeah, or they smile like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it right there. Oh, I don't think I ever liked the school photo, and I think the best photo I've ever had of myself from like a school is like when I graduated from my master's, because I knew they're going to take a photo, and I was like, okay, let's practice this before we go there and stuff. And I still didn't unwrap the certificate, because they hand you the certificate. So it's a picture of me holding the envelope that has the certificate in it. So I need to take a picture of the certificate and Photoshop it into the picture. Like, look at me, I'm wearing a fancy dress and I'm holding an envelope.
I'm wearing a fancy dress. Sorry, I'm laughing at the fancy dress line. That's good.
I know. You just look at it and you're like, why did I do this?
Yeah, I remember those pictures. I did one for my high school, and it wasn't that great, so we didn't pay for it. I mean, they make us do these stupid things. It's like, no, we don't want to do these things. Why do you make us do them?
Yeah, no. Well, when I was in high school, I had a lot of extra weight, so photos back then, it's like, yeah, we don't talk about those photos.
Okay, I'm going to disconnect this for a second, so you guys are going to see a little bit of shaky cam. So I do apologize.
Yeah.
Hello.
Shaky cam, shaky cam, shaky
cam.
Everywhere, shaking like a jello. Now I want jello, dang it.
As you guys can see here. The clips are now installed. They just screw on. So these are a lot nicer than the bed than the regular standard clip-on beds.
Yeah, those clips they're made of metal. They're just the little ball thing is clear plastic.
Yeah,
like that.
You guys are looking for something to not complain about? That's one of them.
Now, one thing, if you're moving it, it will, like, if you move the Z-axis, it does power the unit when it goes backwards. So you can have the screen blink blue. I don't know why it does that, unless it's plugged in.
Well, I'm not seeing... yeah, the blue... You're talking about the... Yeah.
Yeah.
So what that is because you're
rotating the
NEMA 17s are actually used as generators.
Yep.
And that's why you're seeing that power come back, because you're actually powering up the generator to resend power.
And when you turn it on for the first time, because I've unplugged mine and moved it a few times, I highly suggest you move it to the back position. Otherwise, it starts off and it'll basically, when it's going to home, it wants to home back, and it will... I think the first time it doesn't know where it's... Like, it remembers... Sorry. When you're using it regularly, I think it has a memory as to where it thinks its position is. But when you use it for the first time, it just sort of... I think it just slams back, because I know mine made a pretty good whack when it went backwards.
Okay, so I got it all set up. I just turned it on, the screen worked, so you guys weren't going to see smoke, but let's just do this anyways.
Yep. Hour and a half into the live stream, this is what you've all been waiting for. The blue smoke. Or not blue smoke.
Why are you telling them or not blue smoke? Because we already know there's no blue smoke.
There won't be any blue smoke, no. I actually had a Bell router back when high-speed internet was the first thing. We waited like 3 months for it to arrive in. We got it in, we set up perfectly, we plugged it in, and boom! The most blue smoke I've ever seen come out of a piece of electronics. You phone up the guys and like, well, we need to walk you through some steps. I'm like, literally blue smoke came out of it. I'm pretty sure that's a magic word. He's like, yes, that is a magic word. Let me send you a new unit immediately, sir.
Okay, here we go. So the screen says, everyone, it's 2.0.5.3. So I do know there's new firmware out that's even better than that. So we'll be putting that in here.
That's good, because I haven't upgraded mine yet. I'm sure I don't even have that.
So it's asking me to select the language, so I'm going to take, of course. Where is it? They don't have it.
What?
No Nihongo.
Oh, you wanted to go Korean?
No, Japanese.
Japanese, okay.
Nihongo, that's their native language.
Yeah. I hope I didn't offend anybody.
There it is. It's up and running.
Super.
So my question here, I guess this is the reset button, eh?
Yes, so if you press it in, it will reset.
Yep.
Now, I do have a complaint about the reset button. So this was my one complaint to Eryone from this printer, from a standpoint of just me being a new person to printer. I would have liked this reset button to be like not depressed, like inside where you have to poke it with something. I'd like it to be sticking up, because if I'm in a panic to shut down the printer, I don't want to have to see if I have a screwdriver that's going to fit.
Yeah, I can understand that too.
I guarantee you the reset at that point is, do I find the screwdriver or do I yank the power cord out?
Anybody that's been part of Team Orange, and I mean anybody that owns a Prusa, will agree with me on this one. The Prusa reset button is probably in the worst place they could ever put it. It's right under the wheel. So as you're going through menus, you can accidentally click that button more than once, and you're just like, ah!
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice if it was like on the side, or like, because again, it's just a mechanical button. Like you could have put it anywhere. Like if I'm at one point, I might actually take the bottom plate off like you did earlier, and I might actually see if I can physically move that and just have it like 3D print something and stick it on the side as a emergency stop buttons. For if I do it. I've never had to do it, but it's just one of those things where I look and say it would have been nice if you didn't have to like poke it with a screwdriver or something, or a pencil.
Well, I'll ask this a good question. What is the size of the bed?
Yes.
So maybe you can elaborate on that since you have it.
The size of the bed for the Eryone ER20?
Yeah, like what's across in the back.
All
So I
right,
know it's
sure,
not. I know it's not normal size. It's like off-sized.
It's not normal, which is
Oh, I think we just lost him.
like the glass bed and you want to buy something else. It's a bit of a wonk.
Yeah, we lost you. Seems like your internet's going on and off.
Oh, I'm back. Oh no, I loaded a website. Sorry, I told you my internet thing. So it's 250. I'm not. One thing. I'm putting my phone on the internet. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Putting that on the phone, so it's not gonna die. All right,
That's
so
okay.
it's 250 by 220 by 200.
Yeah, 200 up. 200.
Yeah.
250 by
200 up.
Yeah.
250 across, and then 220. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a weird
In
size.
comparison, the yeah, like it's a nice size bed as long as you're not trying to print tall things.
Yeah, I would like this to have been 300. It would be a nice size, just roughly 235 by 235 by 235.
Yeah,
that would have been perfect. That would have been the ender killer.
Yeah,
as everyone likes to call it.
Yeah, it would have been nice if it was more of a square thing than an odd little rectangle, but.
So according to the
reasons for
instructions,
doing
I
that.
gotta get this leveled to a height of 11, I think it was, or 12. They said.
I think it's 11.
This.
Yeah, but because it has the markings on it, it's pretty easy to do it. Just double check the marking against the base if your one side isn't sitting in the hole. It should be. Yeah, so the Folger Tech is 300 by 300. The Eryone Thinker SE is also 300 by 300 by 400. Like, there's definitely some bigger printers. Kilroy's asked, why would you have to reset it? You reset the printer if there's an error. Like, if it has a problem reading a file, if you have a printer error, if something breaks on the printer, hitting reset is sort of like a soft restart rather than pulling the power out, because what you don't want to do is, if the hot end is hot, if you hit the reset, the whole thing resets and the fan's going to turn off, and then it turns back on in about 2.5 seconds later, and it'll continue to cool the hot end until it drops below 50 degrees. If you pull the power plug or do something else like that, the hot end, if it's still hot, is no longer being cooled. Basically, the heat will creep up the hot end and melt the filament further up into your Bowden tube. It'll melt into your heat break, and then in worst case, it'll actually melt all the way up to the Bowden tube, and it could melt the Bowden tube if you're running at like the higher temperatures on there. So that's why the reset's there, is to minimize like the fix errors, but also minimize the fan shutdown time, because things will melt in the thing, and then you have to pull everything apart, and you might have to start replacing some pieces on the actual hot end on the inside of that orange cube. I hope that makes sense. Andy Caldwell, Andy, whose last name I'm gonna not continue to butcher, has asked, glass or silicone? And I'm not sure if he's asking if it's referring to the bed. The bed itself is glass. I don't know where he thinks silicone is sitting.
Silicone. Okay, so there's new things coming out now called silicone springs. This does not have silicone springs, which is a new thing that he just started bringing out. I don't like them personally myself. I played with the silicone springs. They are terrible. Terrible idea. Terrible thought. This has a stable bed. It uses their knockoff touch to level the bed. So there's that. There we go.
Yeah.
It wasn't leveling properly. I couldn't get it to 1111 on both sides. So I knew there was something a little off on that. Okay. There we go.
For anyone who's not familiar, when we're talking about the level in this case, we're talking about the gantry being level to the x-axis on the bed, so that when it moves the head back and forth, it's not running the head into the glass bed. And then the next thing that he'll level is move it back and forward. And that there should be pretty level. And that's where in this unit, we can't make any changes to the bed. So it's going to rely on the probe to correct the position for the 3D printing head when it's printing. So
Another thing I'm
the
kind of a
only
little
leveling you
concerned
have
about.
to do on this guy here is across the gantry.
Yeah. Okay, another thing I've really kind of a little dismayed at this printer. No eccentric nuts.
Nope.
So an eccentric nut allows you to pinch the rollers a little bit closer to the bed, to the rails. These don't have any. That sucks. There you go. I just commanded it to level the bed. So let's see how it works. A little noisy. I guess it does not have a silent port in it, eh?
It has, I think, the TMZ 228s, 229s. It's supposed to be quieter. Like, it's pretty quiet when it runs, but the leveling process is loud.
Okay, I'm a little disappointed in its leveling. So, why do I say this? I would like to see not a 3. I would have gone with a 4 grid on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where it's ending right now, it's like halfway
the upgraded
off the
firmware
bed.
allows you to do. Yeah.
4? Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I
see
think
that
the
in
upgraded firmware allows you to do 5.
5. That would be better because it should have the 5x5 probing.
Yeah,
But,
I think if my brain reminds me they have the firmware update. I think that was one of the big things they threw into it because I think people were complaining.
Yeah, but we're going to print this without using the firmware or anything like that. We're just going to print the first, if they put an item on the card. If not, then we'll print Benchies. Why? Because Chris Riley says print a Benchy. So.
Well, the card should have a cube, a Benchy, and then a little tiny squirrel.
Okay, then we are printing the Benchy first, people. Cheer if you want to see Benchies. Of course you want to see.
Woo! That's number 2, I believe.
Okay, cool.
I think cube is number 1, Benchy's number 2, squirrel's number 3. I'm going to say don't quote me on that, but I could probably look it up.
And this was assembled with those screwdrivers because I hate Allen keys.
Yeah, those look like amazing screwdrivers. I'm putting that list of things I want people to buy me for Christmas because everyone at Christmas time is like, what are we gonna get Graeme? Like, what are we gonna get him? And it's like, I'm like, well, you could get me a new camera. And they're like, no. What can we get you that's affordable? And you're like, okay. If you don't ask people, you don't get.
Maybe you should put on there, you know, what you do every night. Try to take over the world, you know?
There you go.
I mean, mice.
Take over the world.
To take over the world.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
Squirrel. Yes. So the ER20 comes with 3 test files on the SD card itself, or the mini SD card, that you can basically plug into the printer and then tell it to print, and it will print right away. Now, one of them is an XYZ calibration cube that is going to be 20 by 20 by 20, and the idea being is then you use your calipers to measure it to make sure that there's no slip in any of the components of the 3D printer, because if it's slip, you won't get 20 by 20 by 20. You'll have something weird, or the letters won't print properly. The next one is the Benchy. The Benchy basically is this really cool little tiny boat that apparently floats upside down, which is kind of sad. That allows you to basically test all the conceivable angles and shapes, etc., that a 3D printer is going to do. And again, using your calipers, you can check things to see where you might be having some issues compared to what your slicing software says compared to what your printer does. The squirrel is Eryone's little tiny model that they throw in that makes a cute thing that you can sort of give to small children, not under the age of probably 5, that they can say, wow, here's something cute that you can easily print with the printer before you go on to bigger things. Some other 3D printer companies will use like an owl. I'm not sure what Prusa uses, but like they all have some third thing that's a cute thing that you can print. So you can sit there and say, look, I printed something that isn't a upside down boat or a cube that looks like a dice, but it says XYZ on it.
Yeah. Well, on here, they give me test 1, test 2, or test 3.
I believe the Benchy is test 2.
Okay. So, because I contacted everyone, I was telling them that this is going to be a live stream. They decided to do something special just for me. They sent me this. This is their silk, ultra silk red PLA. Now, I am going to put down blue tape on this. Now, I'll explain why I'm doing the blue tape.
What? It's PLA, isn't it?
It's PLA, but this stuff also has TPU and other stuff inside of it.
Okay.
To give it the ultra sheen.
Right.
So, TPU will take chunks out of your bed.
PETG will take chunks out of your bed, yeah.
Yeah, and this has some TPEG in it too. So, I am going to get the blue tape out. We're going to blue tape this. Let's see, hang on.
Yeah.
That'll make it pretty benchy. Yes, it will.
So, I don't want to say a pro tip, but this is what I did. I actually put blue tape on the flat side.
That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking the glass off and flipping it over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I can feel like this is texture side.
That's textured, yeah.
Over. Yeah. That was another thing I'm going to be doing anyways.
Yeah, I know.
But it actually leveled pretty good. Yeah, I think this is as level as it's going to get. That's good. It's not by maybe 1 millimeter, but it's not terribly off. So
yeah,
I'm not going to worry too much about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to get the, yeah. Gonna first unscrew these. The menu layout is Marlin, guys, so it doesn't feel out of place. So we're all used to Marlin. We know that Marlin is the king of 3D printing software. We know they don't get much love, but if you guys want to give Marlin some love, they have a donation page that you can donate to. If you want to show me love, all you have to do is...
I was about to say, you also have a donation page.
I have donations. I have StreamYard. I have PayPal.
There you go.
I also have a Patreon.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah. If you're going to donate money, give Ron the money first. If you're feeling really generous, after you've given Ron some money, then give Marlon some money.
Well, okay. Do me a favor, Graham. Put down your link for your YouTube channel in the chat, please.
In the chat. All right.
Yes. Let them know who you are so they can watch your videos and sign up for your channel too. You got to get some support. Everybody needs support.
You know, I'm in a death race with Jeff Eatley on who can reach 2,000 subscribers first, and there's money on the line.
You're like, people, money's on the line. Sub now, Jeff.
To Jeff, yeah, no, I'll yeah. So right now we're working to try to rebrand his channel because it's called Tripping with Jeff, but people have mentioned to him that tripping sounds too much like drugs, so he's trying to come up with a new name. So if anyone's got a cool like car, RV, travel name, like, you know, just message him on his last video and just be like, you should call the channel this.
It's all about RVing.
He's doing RVs and he's also doing trips. So he bought himself a Class C RV and he's been doing a whole bunch of renos on it.
Okay.
So
So why not do this old RV?
Because he's not only just doing RVs, he also goes on different trips because for whatever reason he seems to have access to a bunch of different cars. So,
Oh, okay. So when is he doing this old Ferrari?
I don't know. The last thing I think he had was an Infinity QSI hatchback, or hardtop hatchback that hardtop convertible that folded down. So I know he was driving that in his most recent video. There we go. And eventually that will post to the channel. And I say that it probably posts to the channel
there
before
we
I say
go.
that.
Okay, everybody. Go to youtube.com/Embered Sky Media. Give them a like. Give them a subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. If he ever goes live, which will probably never. So unfortunately,
once I get Starlink, I'll go live because then I have a
How about
decent
this?
Oh,
How about this? Okay, me and you need to get together and start another channel.
what do you want your channel to, what would it would be like? It's gonna be like Pinky and the Brain, and then we'll never say who's Pinky and who's the Brain.
Oh, come on, we could have arguments forever about that one.
How to take over the world.
You know how to take over the world? Maybe the greatest channel ever. No, but I was just thinking, like, with me and you, because we talk about everything Canadian, you know, talk about Canadian weather, that type of stuff, and dig a little deep, you know? Get you more used to live.
Yeah, it's currently 24 degrees Celsius outside and sunny for Americans. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go with maybe 71.
No, I think it's a little higher. I think it's like 82.
A little higher? All I know is -40 equals -40, and that's bad in any scale.
Yes, that's cold anywhere. Oh, the smell of fresh filament in the morning. Which is not morning, you know, but you get the joke. Smell that?
It's probably morning for somebody.
It smells filament. I love the smell of fresh filament in the morning.
There you go.
Vote for that movie?
Despite the fact that it's 3 p.m.
Down below. Yeah. But I'm just seeing if anybody got the Oh, fam just subscribed, by the way.
There you go. Thank you so much. And then please don't immediately unsubscribe tomorrow when I drop whatever new content I have to make.
Speaking of which, when is your new video coming out?
I'm trying to work on the the meteor shower one today and have that up tomorrow for anyone who hasn't quite seen it yet. And then I'm heading out to a what's it called? Aquatarium. So I might do a little travel video out there. And then I'm doing some more image processing tutorials using some AI software that I bought because I've been having a lot of fun doing that. And AI software, like 2-3 years ago, was like, we'll try to make things better. Whereas now it's like, wow, this will really make my pictures nicer, better. And then there's a bunch of stuff it does. I'm going to say it can do this, but bad. Like, don't replace the sky with stock footage of other people's photos.
Yeah. Okay, so we got this all set up.
Non-fam is in Quebec, so bonjour.
Yeah, Quebec is 25 degrees Celsius. Yes. It's 25 degrees everywhere in Canada, unless you live in BC, where it's probably 30 and smog.
Oh, yeah, no, it's 30 smog, and it's like it's nighttime all the time. Yeah. It's nighttime all the time. I have a couple people over there, and they send pictures, and they're like, here's a picture of the sun. And I know it's a sun because it's a giant orange ball.
It's a giant red ball, yeah. It was more red than orange, unfortunately. They're dealing with the baddest fires I've ever seen in my life. Northern Ontario is dealing with a big bunch of fires also. They came in from Manitoba, of all places. So Manitoba's got some bad fires, and they're crossed the border already. I think half of Northern Ontario is on fire. Not near you. It's like just up to, I think, Thunder Bay is where the line is right now. Okay. Yeah, you lost audio.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm communicating with somebody behind the camera.
Ah, well, I can just go back to me then. That helps.
All right.
So, anyways, guys, we're gonna go print this. We're gonna get it set up and get it going. What I am going to do is I'll probably hop on my other computer while this is printing, so you guys have a view of this. We are going to go with probably. I'm just getting the filament loaded up here. I'm just making sure hot and too cold, so we'll go back into motion, and we'll go into temperature. Preheat PLA. Preheat PLA. Okay. Any questions? Anyone out there? Any questions whatsoever? We would like to read them now and see if we can answer any questions that you may have. Graeme, you're back now?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Apocalypse Now. Yes, that's where it's from. Apocalypse Now. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, if you remember that line, for the movie. Do you smell that? That's napalm. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah, I remember that.
God, that movie is so screwed up. Not screwed up in the sense that it's screwed up in the sense that the cast all went crazy.
I think they let them just run with whatever.
Well, when they found them, they were like going mental. They were really out of it.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was drugs in the water where their water system was.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would make them all go nuts. Took them about, I think, like 6 months to recover from that. It was just nasty. And then they were able to take the movie and do what they did, but they said, that was a scary moment in time.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Okay, I'm going to get some blue tape. Entertain.
All right, I'm going to entertain while you get some blue tape.
Yes, I'm going to get Llama Special blue tape. Yes, I have some.
So, hey, everyone. If you do have questions, if there's something you do want to know, like, put it down here, because we're going to basically print that Benchy, and it's going to take a little while to print the Benchy. So he's going to have plenty of free time to answer all your questions about 3D printing. He also has a second channel about doing ham radio. So if you have any ham radio questions, you can also ask him about that. And if you have any sort of comments, I don't know, you want to share the video to other people, that's cool, and we'll see. Now, he's got the blue tape, and apparently it's the Llama blue tape. I'm not sure why it's Llama blue tape, but I'm sure we will figure it out.
One of our friends on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, Llama. Okay, now I understand it. Okay. This is the tape he's recommending?
His obsession with blue tape. He loves blue tape. So that's the whole joke about the Llama blue tape.
Yeah. So
this stuff actually says Llama. This stuff actually says blue tape on it.
There you go.
This is blue painter's tape, but it works great.
Yeah. So the reason we're not using hairspray is our concern is not having the filament stick to the bed. It actually sticks to the bed really well. I've been very impressed with Eryone on that side. The concern is it sticks to the bed too well because the shiny filament that we have here has a little bit of PETG and a few other chemicals in it. And on the off chance that it decides to stick too well, you can actually have it where it'll take pieces of your bed with it when you remove it. So blue tape is used to basically add a buffer so that if you do pull something up, it's the blue tape and not your glass bed, because blue tape is cheap. Your glass bed is not as cheap.
Well, it's not that it's not cheap. It's just I don't want to be cutting another mirror just to, fix it. Even though I got like 4 sheets of mirror here, I could easily cut.
Yeah.
I think that's good enough for what we need it for.
I would highly recommend that you either buy or print for, like, if you have a high thing, some type of holders or clamps. You can buy the clamps as well, but use the clamps to hold down your bed rather than the blue tape, because the blue tape, if something gets stuck and it hits the hot end, blue tape could shift with the bed, and then you could have it where it's trying to print, and if you're not there, the bed's slightly ajar. Especially on the ER20, there is not a lot of clearance between the bed and the gantry. Yeah, this is just basically blue tape's a safety thing because like PETG will stick to that bed really well.
And I don't have any glue
and
around.
yeah.
I
Now,
got rid of all my glue sticks.
You got rid of all your what?
Glue sticks.
Oh, glue sticks. Yeah, yeah.
I
Now,
only have all my beds now are all PEI. So
there you go. Yeah. One last thing about this, because it's auto bed leveling, you need to make sure that even though it's printing in the center, your blue tape is where all the center points are going to hit, because it does change the level of the bed. What's nice is you don't actually have to re-level the bed or anything, because the probe will adjust for that. But if you miss a spot, it's going to assume that the bed is warped, and it will try to correct for that and print into the blue tape. I'm saying this because I may have accidentally done that once. I then corrected it by putting blue tape in the center, and then I saw where all the spots were after that mistake, and then I went and put like a little piece of blue tape on all 9 spots. Well, not the center.
you know what
so
you
the
need
other
to
8.
do? You need to do a method of 3D printing, and have
Oh,
me
that'd
on
be funny.
have me on a Zoom call and just record the bits that I need to record. You know,
Yeah,
like
that'd be fun.
why do printers have all these handles? Because they're hot and they're ready to go.
When you want to go over to your, it's like LAN parties. Like when you want to go over and have like a printer party at your friend's house, you just pack up your printer.
Oh God, that video could
How
be
many
so
printers
bad.
can you fit on an 18 amp line or 15 amp line?
I can tell you 9. Oh my God. Print for media. Let's go with test number 2, since we all love Benchies. Why? Because Chris Riley loves Benchies. Then you'll understand the line why Chris Riley loves Benchies if you ever get to meet him. You'll understand the joke. But yeah, Chris Riley is a character on YouTube. If you're not already subscribed to him, what's wrong with you? You should be already subscribed to Chris Riley. Great YouTuber, great on teaching us Marlin and other techniques in 3D printing. If you don't believe me, well, then that's your fault. Here it goes.
If you don't believe him, share this video, and then if you want to leave afterwards,
Hey,
well,
Chris
we'll feel
Riley
bad.
at Chris Riley at Riley3D.com. No, Riley3. Is it Chris Riley 3D or is it Riley 3D? I can't remember.
I never remember.
Twitter off by heart. I think it's Chris Riley 3D.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Check Google. Check Twitter, I should say. Go away.
Yeah. I'm going to Twitter.
Okay. No, I don't care that I have no phone service down in my basement. I'm like Chris Riley. I live in my basement. Search.
I apparently do not know how to type the last name Riley.
It's Chris Riley 3D.
There you go.
So that's his Twitter. So it's Chris Riley. So that's RILEY 3D. And I am seeing nothing coming out of this nozzle. Oh, we got something.
Does it look like it's at the bottom of a Benchy?
I'm not even sure what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm being honest, guys.
Oh, you know what that is? It's trying to print a vase.
Oh, is that a vase?
That's a vase.
Oh, we don't want no stinking vase.
Oh, jeez.
Stop print. We don't need no stinking vases. Sound like the guy from UHF, which is another joke of another movie. Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers.
Yeah, that's the vase they use for problem solving if you have problems with your printers.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I'm like everyone else. I like a good vase, but that's not what I want right now.
No. So I'm not sure which one is the Benchy now.
Did they get rid of the Benchy? You can't get rid of Benchies. Maybe Benchy's number one then.
Yeah, I know everybody prints a Benchy.
Everybody loves Benchy. It's a ship that never floats. And you can actually print now parts for the Benchy that make it float, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. Now, is it float or is it float upside down?
No, it floats right side up if you print the parts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that would be nice if...
Forward. Now, this is something I really hate that printers do.
What's that?
I put in all the encode. Bring the bed to the front. Even if it's a failed print, bring the bed to the front.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a weird
There's a reason why I would hit stop. Bring it to the front for me so I can change it.
Yeah. Is it really that stuck to the blue tape?
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuck really well. So, instructions on blue tape. This stuff sticks so well, it's unreal. So, we know that blue tape works wonders for 3D printing.
Yeah, no. I love blue tape. It's amazing. Actually, I'm talking to a friend of mine who also owns a 3D printer. He apparently got like blue tape, but it's like a couple inches wide, so it like fits his bed. Or I think he does it in two swipes of the bed or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Tempted to get that.
Yeah, blue tape is always great when you're doing like Petri or something like that. Or you just got to put down a lot of glue stick.
Yeah.
I do recommend. I'm not a big fan of blue tape. I'll give you that. I was always told Lama he should invest in find out who sells the most blue tape, and put money in stock market with that company.
Yeah. No, blue tape comes from Scotch. It's no matter who brand it is, the blue tape, it's Scotch tape that came up with it.
This is 3M.
I believe they own the patent. Oh, 3M. Okay. Well, maybe it's 3M. Scotch is 3M product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. There you go.
This is the good stuff. I don't use cheap. When I go blue tape, I go really good blue tape.
Yeah. See, I reuse my blue tape several times, and what I do is I just tape the side of the printer with all the blue tape, and then I just tape like over it, so I have several layers of blue tape, but then I just keep reusing it. I'm like the connoisseur of affordability. How many times can I use the blue tape? The answer is about 8. then it really starts to go.
There we go. That should be enough for the area.
Yeah.
Let's try test number 1 then, shall we?
Yeah, I'm surprised that it came out with a vase.
Don't worry about it. Test number 1. That's probably going to be the squirrel. We'll probably find out 3 is the Benchy.
Well, I'm thinking the cube has got. Yeah, if there's no Benchy, that's a little bit of a disappointment. But
if it's a cube, I don't mind bringing a cube.
Yeah.
Because the cube only takes 20 minutes and it basically shows you everything.
Yes. I'm just going to mute for a second. I got puppies barking at each other.
No, they did that. Shoot. So, why am I going, no? They forgot to put in the code. So, something to keep in mind, whenever you're doing printing, especially if you're going to use a program like Cura, make sure you go back in the code and you put in the temp where it says where your temperature and bed, where it has nozzle and bed. Make sure your nozzle and bed are together, because then that way they both heat up. They just don't wait for one to heat up and then heat up the other. So, rookie mistake that most companies make when they set up their with Cura is that it's going to heat up your bed first, then heat up your nozzle. I set it to do both.
Yeah, when I'm doing Cura myself, I have it where it runs both and at the same time.
Yeah. Or you just go to Prusa and you just start using the Prusa slicer.
Yeah. Or you use what's it called? Octoprint, and you just click preheat.
That's true too. Yeah, to do that. My favorite is to go to and use it. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now. What do I use? I use
The only thing with it though is
Idea Maker.
Okay, gotcha. Idea Maker, yeah. The only thing as a recommendation while we're saying this is that don't leave the hot end running hot for a long period of time because it could bake your plastic in the hot end if you forget to leave it on. Like when I say preheat, I'm preheating it. I'll load up the file, etc. And then I'll tell it to print the file I want rather than having to wait after I've put the file up onto the Octoprint and stuff. Saves me a few minutes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But
I like that they put the heavier spring on the.
Yeah,
this is a lot. Nice. Okay, I'll give it this. This is a lot better than the first one. Their plastic extruder that they brought out the first one.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot better built. It's more sturdy. It's more like it's been formed. Like it's been what do you call it? It's not 3D printed. It's
injection molded.
Injection molded. Thank you. Yeah, it's all injection molded back here now. And they actually put some wiring cabling here to hold the cabling all together.
Yep.
So that's nice. I don't know how different yours is. If you've got the multicolor one or something like that. All orange or something like that.
I think it was all orange. Like if you send me some pictures later, or what I could do is I can take some pictures and I'll send it to you. Well, you take the pictures and then I will carbon copy the pictures and I'll send it to you so you can sort of do a side-by-side comparison and make a little video saying here's what it was originally, here's what it is now. If there's any like major changes, we can sort of point those out.
Yeah, and that's why I think we should do a video together and just point out our differences on this.
Yeah,
and see where we stand, because that way.
That's a cube.
I'm not seeing any filament come out. Oh, there it comes out now. Okay. Yeah, we'll let the cube go then. I have no problem printing the cube.
These I think have a I think one of the things it does is when it's doing the point bed to stop the filament from coming out, I think it does a little tiny retraction before it does its leveling process.
Okay. So,
because I know that for mine, if I'm doing it, you can have a little bit of leakage, but I think they have it where they add a little bit of retraction at start. So it's something I want to make a change in my files as I move to sort of my Cura settings 2.0 once I upgrade the firmware as well.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of what I was talking about, the extruder. So you can have a look at it and say, yeah, mine's different or not.
Okay, let me have 2 seconds here. All right, when that photo comes in, I'll have a look. Yeah, that's
that's the joys of living.
That is definitely a upgrade.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an upgrade from what I have. Like easy to see right off the bat.
I can definitely say this is a very quiet printer. I'm standing right beside it, guys, and I'm not hearing it or I'm doing any of the normal noises that we hear, so that's nice. It is quiet.
Yeah.
It's noisy on
I find
the probing.
Yeah. I find the noise comes a lot from the Z-axis when it's doing the probing because it's moving up and down, I think, as close to maximum speed as it'll do. Like if you told it to go Z up and down, it's also quite noisy. But actually printing, very quiet. I think somebody mentioned that they sleep beside these things. This is a good printer if you want to sleep beside one. I wouldn't recommend it, but...
Well, on my CR10, I put in the TH3D board.
Yeah.
Rock solid board. Really rock solid and quiet. Really quiet, people. If you're looking for a good board, contact TH3D support. They'll help you out. But this is printing really nicely, and it's actually pretty fast. I'm actually surprised at how fast it's coming out.
Yeah, no, it goes at like it goes as a good clip. Now, if you're looking for something like really like smooth edges and stuff like that, you print at a slower speed, you get better quality. But I think I have mine set to something like 50 on one of my settings and then 70 on the other, depending on what I'm trying to print. So like I can print at a pretty good clip with this without, worrying about the structural sizing. So I'm impressed on how fast it goes. The Thinker SE, I think I have that set to 40, 45 as my ideal print speed for the large stuff, unless I'm like printing batten off mask or something like that. It's just basically a giant sheet on the print base. I just go nuts because it's just sticking to the first layer.
Well, I can tell you this next print that's going to be going on this one, just to test it. And I've already broken this one, so it's going to be a little bit of a. Oh, he's already done one.
Is that Maker Muse's? Yeah.
Tolerance test. The Ender 3 really surprised me because it got up to 0.3 with no problem.
Right. What are the sizes on yours?
So it starts off at 0.15.
0.15.
0.2.
0.2.
0.3. 0.4 and then 0.5.
All right. I think I ended up with 0.2 was decent. 0.3 was pretty nice. 0.15 or whatever the smallest one was blocked in because of elephant foot.
Okay. Was that on this printer?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to try. I'm going to see if I can get yours, see if I can print the same one and see how it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was printed on the Ender 5, 0.2 and 0.1 melded. So could be the temperature it was printing at. So, it's one of the things. But yeah, I got to test that out. So this printer, if I like this red, which I'm really starting to like the look of this red, it's nicer. It's about as nice as this red I have over here. This is the Coex Mystery stuff. Now, if you know me, I'm a sucker for a good red. No, that's what they call it, mystery, because they don't know what color it is.
Okay.
So you can end up with a roll with a little bit of color, and then it'll be all white.
Yeah.
The thing has been this red color.
That is nice.
Freaking awesome color of red. Almost like blood red. I've been loving this filament. I'm using it very sparingly because I can't find this anymore. I gotta contact Coex and say, hey, Coex, you're still making that red filament? I want to buy a couple of rolls. Have it delivered to Canada. I'll pay the frickin' shipping, whatever it is. I want a couple more rolls of this stuff.
Yeah, I was printing something for a company, for another creator friend of mine, for their company thing, and I printed this, and this is supposed to be like translucent red, and I don't know if the camera picks up well. This is pink. There's no way around it. This is pink.
Yeah, it is looking
like. Yeah, like I know there's a colored shift, but yeah, this is pink. Like this is as close to pink as you can get for pink, and I'm going like that's supposed to be translucent red. versus I had to go out and buy another roll to print this thing because I promised the guy I was gonna make him one, and so like I have this was one of my prototypes here. I'm pointing behind me, whatever, it's there. But I'm like I had to go out and buy a whole extra roll of filament because I'm like I can't send him something that's pink.
Yeah, and I remember, and I like your background that you have there. You don't have the lights turned on. I noticed that, but yeah, when he does videos.
Yeah, no, I have to charge the batteries on the two LED light stands.
Oh, you don't have they're not powered by the wall?
I can power them by the wall by plugging in the top here. But when I slide them back there, they're a little too far from the wall plug, and I moved some stuff around. So I was just like, these things run on battery power. Like it's off right now, but like this will run for hours on a charge. So like
nice.
With the the red, blue, and green LEDs, it'll run for hours on full power with the white light or the yellow light. Like it does warm, it does cool, and it does RGB. So if it's running on full white or full cooled white or anyway, if it's running on a white, cool or warm, it doesn't really matter. It'll chew battery very quickly, but with the LED, when it's doing RGB, it's lasts for a significantly long time. But sometimes I forget to turn it off, and it runs overnight, and then it's done.
Oh, geez. That's bad of you.
Did you chew through another battery?
No, I'm just looking at something right now.
Okay.
Just changing the script at the bottom.
Okay.
Just so it runs my Patreon and Streamlabs.
Mhm.
So if someone was to donate money, I would see it. It might just come on my phone. I don't know yet. But hopefully, if you guys want to send some money, I will take it gladly from you.
I'd send you some money, but I just bought a car today. So I'm like,
I know. Congratulations. What type of car did you end up getting?
so I ended up getting a blue Civic. So, it's a commuter car. It's not anything super crazy, but I basically was like, the car I have right now, it's sort of a utility Forester. So I'm like, it still has some life in it, but it's getting up to that point where you're like, I don't want to be using it for daily driving because I still want to use that capability. But to go out and buy a new one, Subaru, I made a video about this on my channel about all the microchips and stuff. Subaru is one of the companies, and Toyota is another one where they let go of most of their chips, like their allotment. And then when everyone was buying cars and they went back to get more allotment, that allotment had been sold to other companies for things, particularly medical equipment. So they basically were then like, oh no, we don't have enough chips. So the Subaru dealership, one of the locations I went to, they had like one or two cars, and they're like, the higher end models. Because if you're gonna, if you have fewer chips, you put them in the higher end model. Whereas the other dealership had one car.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm like, they're like, yeah, we have these two cars here. Let me check. And he's like, comes back. It's like, we only have the one car. The other one was bought this morning. I was like, cool.
I guess I'm buying that car then.
Well, no, I wasn't buying a soup. Like it's the top, like it was like the top trim, or like the one down from the top trim or something. It has all the bells and whistles you could possibly think of. And I'm sitting there going like, my car's like 10 plus years old. I've survived without this stuff, like the classic issue of you won't miss it if you never have it kind of thing. So
yeah.
But now I have a car that like apparently will almost drive itself.
Jeez.
Down a highway. It's like it'll stay in the lanes, it'll slow down, cruise control, adaptive. It will basically brake if you're about to run into a brick wall. Although guys like, but don't test that.
Sorry, I just got some messaging here I got to take care of.
Yeah, no worries. DJ has said he's got to make his own pocket change first after he builds his own computer. Okay, cool. Yeah. Building computers is also one of those things that's kind of tough right now because of the whole CPU thing, and mining has basically sucked up all the graphics cards. I was fortunate enough, I know somebody who knows somebody to make a deal to get one at MRSP, but yeah, no.
Didn't you have to sell off a printer for that?
I'm loaning a printer because I'm sure that if it breaks, I'm going to get called to fix it.
Okay, I'm just reading the chats right now, so.
Yep. No worries.
Wasn't me trying to block the printer. I don't want to let you guys see this.
Yeah, I just blocked the printer, because that, no. You have to understand, Ron, we're all here to see you, not the printer. If you just came up and you're like right up against the camera, everyone would be happy. They'd be sharing this thing to everybody. Like, you got to be watching this now.
You know what? I know it. They'd be unsubbing immediately. I want to see this ugly mug. Oh, boy. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying the stream. I want to thank all 4 viewers that are still here. I don't know who's still here and who's not. I know
I'm
that
pretty sure it's Kilroy, DJ, and
no,
then
Kilroy already left. He had to
oh, he
run.
left. Well, then,
Yeah.
then you're up one because you had 4 earlier too. So somebody else came in.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm just saving up, selling. What the hell? Oh, it's Lightspeed. Okay, hey Lightspeed, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, there we go.
At the moment, I'm just Yeah, I'm the same way too right now. I gotta buy a new computer. My computer is about 7 years old now. I'm figuring. I built that computer back in about 7 years ago. I built it before I moved here. I've been living in the Kitchener, Cambridge area for 7 years now. So, yeah, it's time to build a new machine.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I
I've
love
had Lightspeed Rescue.
So far, Lightspeed, I'm having some good use to this. I mean, it's printing great. I have a few complaints, which will be in my main video once I finish testing this. So I got a couple more runs of other tests to run on this baby. But so far, I am happy and not. If that makes sense.
It kind of makes sense. You know, at the end of the day, it's not a Prusa. Let's be honest. I know that they're working on another printer, and I've seen a photo of it that I'm not allowed to share. That's probably going to be more a Prusa killer than this one will be.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Well,
one.
Let's just put it this way. I may end up with a Prusa very, 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 very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Just a mini though, not the MK3. I cannot afford that just yet.
Yeah, I'm
actually looking at picking up one of them because that small printer, I have things I would use it for, and it prints fast, which is another reason why I might go for that printer and just have it in my arsenal.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I like the small form factor of the mini one because you can actually put that in like I know this printer here, you need to use a lactables to make the enclosure for it. It'll fit in it, but if you get the small one, you can actually like build it or get like a little box and like even like a couple cases I have here that will fit in it, and you could just set it up where it sits there, and you could actually have it as like a mobile printer. Like if you needed to go somewhere, you could put that in there, stick like 1 or 2 pieces of filament right beside it, like, and have it held in the box. And then when you need it, you have it, and then you can just take it and move it. Like I know for most people that's not something, but like if you're going out to like different maker fairs and stuff, you know, just having a little tiny box that you can pick up and go, that'd be amazing. And these ones are kind of big.
Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't bring this to a maker fair. I'm more likely to bring my Ender 5 to a maker fair.
Yeah.
The reason I would bring the Ender 5 Pro is because that thing prints at 70 millimeters per second without any problems.
Yeah.
The Ender 3 prints at 60. Same with this one, I believe is 60 is the default.
I think the 60 is the default. But
I also worry about the plastic breaking.
Yeah. I worry less about breaking things. I'm pretty decent handling things. My main thing with that one is just simply it's working really well, and I prefer not to do something to mess it up because I really like printing with it. So what other printer would I take? The Thinker SE is too big. The D2 is probably going to disappear sooner than later. I like it, but I'm fine. I don't need to actually print TPU with it. I'll print that on the Eryone. So its value to me is a little less so with the direct drive. And then I have the Anycubic Mega Pro, and I think that one is also that one, and the D2 may disappear, and that's where I'll be giving one of those away, and then probably selling the other one and taking that money and putting it probably towards the Prusa Mini.
Who knows? Maybe
when it's you can buy one and it's not like 8 months waiting.
Maybe Crazy Ron might build you might get his hands on another Ender and sing you a broken Ender your way.
Yeah,
so you can build it.
So send me a broken Ender, and I'll be like, I'm sending you an Ender, cool. And it's just gonna be like a box of like random parts, completely disarray, and it's like just on here, 3D printer expert level. No instruction. Just go.
So this is the thing I want these things for. So if this fits, perfect. Perfect. So I do these. This is now my new business, making these amateur radio plates. I have the Etsy shop set up. I just got to press start. And I want a machine that's going to be able to print them. Now, this might get changed with a different nozzle. I'm thinking of going to a 0.4 nozzle with hardened steel, so it can handle glow-in-the-dark filament.
Yeah. No, I did some glow-in-the-dark filament with the Eryone SE, and it eats the nozzle pretty quick.
Yeah, because they're brass nozzles. They're not meant. That filament is corrosive. It eats nozzles for lunch.
Yeah,
and breakfast and dinner.
Now, if you're buying a nozzle, you're saying you want to buy a 0.4. Which brand of nozzle would you be leaning towards?
If I can afford a nozzle X, I would get a nozzle X.
Okay.
If it would work on this. Chances are it probably won't. So I'll just get a standard hardened steel MK6. MK8
Why would
nozzle.
it not work on? Why would it not work on that?
I don't think these are cut for the E3D nozzle system.
I believe it is.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a V6. Yeah, it's not MK.
Okay, if it's V6, then I'll switch it over to Nozzle X, because Nozzle X's are awesome. Expensive at $45 a nozzle. That's Canadian.
But they last forever, right?
But they last forever, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind paying $40 if it's going to last me a good 5 years, 6 years, 7 years down the road.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just me. Another thing I was looking at, and this is just because I thought it was cool, was I don't know how many of you guys look on AliExpress just for fun. Just, you know, shits and giggles and that type of stuff. But I found a printer I actually like. It is a printer that prints on t-shirt material.
Oh, okay.
You can print your own logos and everything else on t-shirts now.
Like, is it printing plastic on the t-shirt?
No, printing actual ink on the t-shirt.
So it's a 3D printer that prints ink on the t-shirt.
No, it's just a t-shirt printer.
Oh, a t-shirt printer. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I'm like going, better than iron-on, better than vinyl.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
what's the price on that?
About $200.
Okay, as somebody who's bought some t-shirts from my local place, like they're absolutely great. But if you can print on your own t-shirts, you know, you don't have to sell a lot to make money on that.
No, you don't.
As long as the ink, as long as the ink is affordable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I gotta find out where I gotta have to buy the ink and how it works. But looking at them, they're like going, the printer is about $269, and it'll do extra large t-shirts too. Shipping is only $13 to Canada.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking $239 Canadian plus shipping of $13. I'm tempted to pick one up just to make the Canadian Maker Project t-shirts, and just start giving them out to whoever wants them.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice idea. Plus, you can make a video on it. That's always this is the content creator me in there. It's like, if you're buying something, you can always make a video on it, and then if it's not really something you want to keep because it's not really doing everything you want, just sell it. And then, you know, the video will make up the cost of whatever your hit on the sell price.
Yeah,
as long as it's not garbage. You know,
I think it'd be worthwhile to pick up. I'm looking at this Y right now. This is looking really good. How you guys liking the color of that? I know it's not that very visible, but this red is just phenomenal. I'll make sure you guys get some good close-ups in a little bit. Once this print is done, we'll pop it off and we'll have a look at it.
Yeah, it's hiding underneath the shadow of the 3D head. So
yeah, it looks like it's printing about 28% infill on this one, which I think is a little overkill, but
that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I'll go get my calipers and we'll go check it. We'll see how much it's off by, and then I can give you some little bit of judgment on this printer, but I'm not there just yet. Still got a few more prints to run on this baby. Then I'll be able to do the Ender 5 review, which I'm going to tell you guys it's worth buying. The Ender 5 is just a beast. I do mean that even for you, my friend. You'd love it.
I have to like once all this craziness is over. My other friend who does 3D printing, he bought himself an Ender 5, and he's thrown like, oh god, like everything in the kitchen sink and upgrades at it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do all the upgrades. I mean, there are some upgrades like I do. Like put its new put the new feet suspending on it. But that's about it. I mean, this Ender's 5. I talked to my friends over what's his name? He's the crafter. What's his name? Fabrication something. KF. You guys know what I'm talking about. The makers will. He put linear rails on his Ender 5. He ended up taking them off because they weren't worthwhile. It's like the wheels didn't, the linear rails did nothing for the printer. Didn't make it print better or anything. So he's just like, the thing is built like a tank to begin with.
Wow. Yes, I just typed him a message, and now he's reading the message I typed him.
Okay, well, if the thing's going to happen, it's going to happen. I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, just waiting for this print to get done. Once the print is done, then we will go and we'll look at it, and then we'll call the stream.
Your microphone just kicked out.
Did it?
Yeah.
How's
Testing 1 2 3. There you go. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah. You shook your head and it just went by.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, once this is done, it's going. I'll kill the stream, but I want to wait till this finishes, and it's not that far away. I mean, we're at 28 minutes already. It's almost done. So.
Yeah. Do you have calipers?
I have calipers. They're upstairs in my work bag. Yeah, I guess I should grab them now, shouldn't I?
Calipers. Go get your calipers.
Okay, I'll go get them.
Go get. That's what everybody wants to know is, do you hit 20? All right, so it's almost finished. Yeah, so I'm assuming we all know what calipers are. They're super high precision. Mine have a little digital reader on it because I'm lazy. But the ones that are not digital are actually generally nicer. I have no idea what brand this was or where I bought it or anything like that. I just know that mine are huge because when I bought the Thinker SE, I was like, I need bigger calipers to test the bigger objects I bought and would make. So this is a 300 millimeters, which is, I believe, if I turn to inches, oops, am I at inches? There we go. 12 inches. There you go. This is 12 inches. They generally come in, I think it's 3, 6, 8, 12. It's the sizes. 6 is very common and very affordable, whereas these guys are a little bit more expensive. So I just bought one. But the 6-inch ones, they are more accurate, the smaller they are, because as you go bigger, to get that scale, you do take a bit of sacrifice in your accuracy, unless you spend a lot of money, which I did not spend. So that's sort of that. So he's gone to run and get his, because at the end of the day, the cube should be 20 by 20 by 20 millimeters. And the idea being with this test is that we're able to see if there's any slack in the X, Y, and Z axis, because the cube has an X, Y, Z printed into it to be able to basically tell you which axis, because otherwise if you pull it off, you have a cube, it's the same size on all 4 sides. Or all 3 sides, you wouldn't be able to tell which is XYZ, so it has XYZ printed into it, which is why it's called the XYZ calibration cube. So if you have your bets, post now what you think it's going to be. It's going to be 20, 20, 20. Is it going to be like 19, 19, 19, 20, 21, or 21, 21, 21, or some combination? I'm going to go XYZ, and if somebody actually nails it, I will give a prize, unless it's 20, 20, 20, and then I'm like, no.
Yeah, no problem. I have no idea where my calipers are.
Oh, well, that's not going to be. I was like, I will give
So-
a prize if somebody correctly guesses it, but now you can't measure it, so you can't give. Somebody's probably getting excited. Oh well.
Well, I'll probably find them like at the end of this print. But if you have to jump, I understand, and if you want to stick around, that's fine.
No, I'll stick around for the last couple minutes, but yeah, no, I was just like, I was like, let's see what everyone's estimate was. I'm like, I will give a prize if you get it right, but then you're like, I don't have my calipers. I'm like, well, I'm not waiting around.
Do you want to know what the prize was going to be, guys? It was going to be a signed picture of him looking into the stars. Nothing spectacular. Yes.
It was gonna be something I could mail in the letter. I'll tell you that. Shipping in Canada is crazy. No, like seriously, you go from letter mail. It's like sure, you can send it for like $1.50 or $2 if you like, depending on if it's a small letter or a big letter, But the minute you go,
Yeah, you broke up there. But yeah, the minute you go big, it's
I was saying it's
$100
$25 and up right now. It's crazy. Oh yeah, anything big, yeah. Well,
sorry, I tried to send a bubble letter mailer. Okay,
yeah,
had like a thin print in it, nothing spectacular. Cost me $13 to mail it to Toronto. To drive there, it costs.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I was talking to one person who wanted me to do some 3D printing for them, and I'm like, I can do the design, and then I can find somebody close to you to print it, because I'm like, you start throwing in the shipping costs on this, and the affordability just goes whoop.
Well, I can say this: if you need anything printed, and you need me to send it out, and I'm closer, you know who to call.
Yep. Yeah, for me, it's mostly the U.S. customers, because like people like to get stuff designed, but I'm like shipping across the border just kills. So I'm hoping to find one or two people that I can sort of call on that I know can print. That I can sit there and say, if I have something in the U.S., I make something, I'm going to print the prototype here, and then once they're happy with it, sit there and say, here's the file, print it for them, and then go that way, rather than saying I'm going to print it, then try to ship it across the border and deal with all that hassle.
Yeah, well, you might want to talk to my friend Lightspeed. He lives in the States, and he can probably do that for you.
That would be cool. Yeah, because as I said, I'm learning Fusion 360 and getting those print stuff, because I think there's a lot of, I don't want to say money to be made in design. That's not really quite what I do. But I'm like, when I'm working with people, yeah, if they're in Canada, I'm going to ship it to them, whatnot. But yeah, shipping across the border, especially right now, is a pain in the butt.
Oh, it is. Like I have I'm a Canada Post small business user, so I got the small business account with them. Does cut the cost in half, but still, it's like there's not that much savings going on there.
Yeah,
and it sucks because I'm a customer. I use them all the time for shipping, but lately I've been using, of all places, and this is going to make you laugh, I've been using a shipping company called, this is going to be hard to say their names, FedEx. They've been doing better deals than the post office has been doing in the last year.
FedEx. Wow.
Yeah.
FedEx, when they ship stuff out here in the country, we have our garage and we have our house. They'll say, your package arrived. I'll go to the front door of the house. It's not there. They left it up at the garage. They don't even drive down to the house to deliver it. They're just like, look, a structure. Boom, here's your package. And they left. I'm like, I bought a, was it the chair? No, the chair, they came down because it's a giant chair and I had to help them carry it down. But yeah, no, I bought 2 things that were sent by FedEx and they left it up by the garage. And I'm like, not the end of the world, but it's like, because I'm out in the country, nothing's going to get stolen or anything like that. But it's just like, you didn't even like drive the extra 30 seconds down to the house and left it at the front door. You're just like, I'm going to leave it here at the garage.
Yeah, well, I had a package. I had to send a architectural design of a bridge.
Okay.
It took 10 days to print this thing out, glue it, put it together.
Yeah.
And I did the painting. I put it all in the special, that packing that you press and then it expands stuff.
Yeah.
So it didn't break the structure. UPS was going to charge me $65. I went over to DHL. They charged me $55.99.
All right.
I went to FedEx and they said we can overnight this for $25.
Okay, that's impressive.
I was like, sold.
Yeah.
That's when I was doing printing for third-party companies. I'm not doing that anymore, but when I had the business and COVID wasn't a thing, I was having companies messaging me saying, "Hey, can you print this? We're going to be in town on this date. Can it be in our?" And I would ship it, have it all packed up, ready to go. Go arrives at their hotel room, and they're just like blown away with the work I was doing. So
that's good.
At that time, I was making okay money, not great, okay money. COVID hit and destroyed the business.
Yeah, COVID hit a lot of things.
And I mean, I'm into shipping product. I'm not into, so that hurt my bottom line. And after a while, because COVID didn't clear up and no one was doing any traveling, and a lot of the European companies I dealt with, and that's where most of my money was coming from, Europe.
Yeah.
They decided against using me for any more prints or anything like that. Not because they didn't like what I did. It's because of the COVID. So
yeah.
Okay, cube's done.
Moment of truth.
Yep, let's pull it off.
Does it feel like it's an actual cube?
No, it does not.
Oh,
so
darn.
there might be some tuning I may have to do. But there it is right there, guys. That red. Oh, yeah. I have no lighting.
Just grab the camera, move the camera over to where you have lighting. Do it.
No, all the batteries just died on my camera.
Do you have a cell phone light?
Funny you should mention that. I do.
There you go. You're going to blind yourself. No. Yeah, no. Now turn it 180. No, the other way. Like light towards you. There you go. And then put the cube up between you.
I know. I'm just being the a-hole.
I know. But yeah, but the idea being is that the light's not pointing at the camera. There you go.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, there it is right there. So you have your N. There's your Z. Yeah. Let me go fix this. Hang on.
All right.
I got a way to fix this.
Sounds good.
Lights. Turn this light off. Stop bugging me that I don't have. I'm not connected to that I don't have a phone connection. And on top of it, it's also been sending me constantly ads to buy into AliExpress. Stupid phone. I'll be back in a second.
All right.
I have a spare battery pack kicking around, and it's fully charged.
That's excellent. All right, so this is the time in the video where we're going to say thanks for watching as we wait for him to get that. If you have not subscribed yet and you managed to watch the video all the way to this point, hit subscribe and the bell notification because YouTube, apparently, if you don't hit that bell notification, is like they subscribe, but they might have not wanted to watch your video. Then I get like a message saying, 3 weeks later, hey, he put something online. I was like, dang, I want to buy some screwdrivers. Oh yeah, those tools you use are actually pretty amazing. I'm definitely putting them on the list, the Christmas list, because people want to buy presents at Christmas or whatever other holiday you might be celebrating at whatever time that might be. That's right, power tools or hand tools, the go-to. Anyhow, but yeah, hopefully his battery pack's not going to take too long and we're going to be good. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you are watching the replay, also leave comments. Ron's actually really good at getting and answering those comments because, we're small channels. We do get comments, but we can manage to answer, the number of comments, unlike some bigger streamers where they'll get thousands of comments where you basically have to comment within an hour if you want any of their time, because otherwise they're like, they can't answer 450 questions, of which 449 of those questions are, what 3D printer should I buy? There we go. And we have some light. So, oh, he doesn't have his headset on. Da, 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 da. What's he doing? Awesome. This is the quality entertainment we promised you earlier today. And
There
that's
we go.
why you should never.
Why you should never what? Trust Ron?
Trust me. Trust me. No, I did sort of your ending spiel so that you can, all that good stuff about liking, subscribing. If they want to watch the replay, leave a question, you will answer them until
That's
you're
right,
famous.
I always do. So here's the coin. Here's the cube. The lighting does not give it justice, but oh my god, it's gorgeous. There's a little bit of elephant footing at the bottom, but as you can see, that shine is beautiful on that. And there's the Z in the top.
That's
Now,
a nice Z or Z, depending on where you're from.
Z, it doesn't make a difference. Honestly, I think it doesn't mean anything. So anyways, let's go do this.
Oh, you did find it. Awesome.
Yeah, I guess where they were.
Right beside the printer?
No, they were near my battery pack, which is no longer there. So
awesome. All right, before you do this though, what's your guess? My guess is going to be 20, 21, and then the height is going to probably be 19.
I'm thinking 18. The Y is probably going to be something off, and Z is probably going to be at 20.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, let's check the Z. 19.69.
There you go.
Very close to what I was saying. Okay, so from X to the blank, 19.9.
Ooh.
Nope,
Okay.
19.97? Yeah, 19.97 to 19.98. My calipers are going cuckoo here.
Okay.
Measuring again. 19.7. So about 19.7. Yeah, there's a little inconsistencies here happening. So 19.9. What about okay, I'm gonna do it from the Z top. 19.85. 19.8. Ooh, hang on. 19.72. 19.92. Actually, that's not too bad. It's almost 20 all around.
Yeah.
Just
a little bit
off by 500th of a millimeter.
On the short side, right?
500 short, yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
And on the corner, like when I was measuring the top of the Z here,
Mm-hmm.
it was coming out as being off by only 10 millimeters.
Okay.
And, what is it after millimeters? Is this micrometer? Yeah, micrometers. Yeah. So it's off by 10 micrometers on the top.
That's not bad.
No, not bad. I will redo it again, and once I get the printer tuned up. So it sounds like I am under extruding a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll have to tune that. And I will put in the new firmware and see how the new firmware works out.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty impressed so far with what it's printing.
Well, I remember when I was
seeing any weird ghosting.
Mm-hmm.
I am not seeing, and that's what I like about this shiny filament. It'll show me ghosting really well.
It makes it.
I'm not seeing any ghosting. I'm not seeing any ringing. I'm seeing absolutely nothing on this. Just clear, simple print. And yes, I will be posting pictures on Facebook about this because this is pretty good. So yeah, it's maybe a little bit of under extruding, so that's why it's not printing it at the correct height it should be printing. But other than that, pretty level, pretty standard. I'm gonna have to throw a Benchy at this and see what it does for the Benchy.
Yeah. So I think that was pretty good. I know when I did mine, the numbers I gave you were basically where I was. So
okay. So everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's been a great hoot. We've had a lot of fun here. If you like this video, remember to hit subscribe. Remember to ring the bell. Remember to check out Graham's channel at Amber Light Studio Media, where he's done a review on the. No, you just did the build, didn't you? You haven't done a full review of it, have you?
what have I done? No, I've done the build. I recorded. I did a little like first impressions review at the back. I'm gonna do a full review sooner than later, but I want to do some other 3D things first because I want to upgrade the firmware and stuff to the
well, the
final
firmware is the
package.
most easiest way to do it. So
yeah,
just put it on a card and pop it in. That's it.
Yep.
So
I hope it doesn't go boom.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
We're still streaming.